time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket Total Sports 1380. Arkansas Travelers Baseball is brought to you by Miller Lite, ITT Technical Institute, Coca-Cola, Sonic Drive-In, BC Powder, and by Allstate Insurance. And now for the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Let's go to the ballpark.
Live from Little Rock, Arkansas Traveler Baseball is on the air. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Reindeer Field, where tonight minor league baseball and the Texas League present the Arkansas Travelers and the Frisco RoughRiders in Game 2 of a 4-game series. Hi, thanks for tuning in. Phil Elson here with you on the ticket Total Sports 1380, as well as the Travs website, www.travs.com. You've got the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. ITT Tech is committed to helping students develop the skills and the knowledge to pursue opportunities in technological fields such as computer, electronics, and engineering. And at ITT Tech, you'll learn specialized techniques in a hands-on environment to help you reach your potential. Get a hold of ITT Tech here in Little Rock at area code 501-565-5550, or just go online to itt-tech.edu. Well, the Travs slump continued yesterday, lost for the ninth time in 11 games, falling to the Frisco RoughRiders 8-3. In the first game of this series, the third win in a row for the RoughRiders, and the Travs record dropped to just one game above 500 at 19-18. The game was tied after 6 innings yesterday. In fact, the Travs tied the game on a fourth inning double by Jeff Mathis, who knocked in Nick Gorno. Mathis finished the game 3 for 3 with 2 doubles. The Travs bullpen faltered in the 7th inning. Chris Smith inherited a couple of runners from Eric Sear with 1 out. Gave up back-to-back home runs, one off the bat of Drew Meyer. That was the big blow, a 3-run shot which puts Frisco ahead for good. Jason Bott followed with a line drive home run to right field. And later in the game, in the 9th inning, he connected on another home run that went over the interstate past right field off Scott Schneider. Bott with a 2-home run game, the first of the season for Frisco, and his leading 10th home runs of the year. The Travs reeling right now, failing to score 5 runs once again. It's been over a week since the Travs were able to muster up 5 runs in one ball game, and that seems to have been the magic number this year offensively. When the Travs score 5 or more runs, they're 15-2. So try to reach that mark, and it seems that is the magic mark, at least run-wise for the 2004 Arkansas Travelers. They were scoring runs at will for the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, but ever since Casey Costman's promotion to Double-A, runs have been pretty tough to come by. Today the Travs will be going up against a pitcher who struggled most of the first part of the year. Right-hander Cameron Lowe takes the hill for the RoughRiders. Lowe, part of the tallest pitching staff in all of baseball, in majors or minors. He's 6'7", and isn't even the tallest member of the RoughRider pitching staff. Lowe, who features a fastball, a slider, and a changeup, this year making his 8th appearance of the year. He's 1-3 with a 446 earned run average. And out of his 7 starts, the RoughRiders have lost 5 of them. So the Travs are taking aim against a pitcher who allows a batting average of 301 against. So hopefully we'll get some good swings against him. Plus the Travs have their top starting pitcher taking the hill, Jake Woods, who's 4-1 with a 252 earned run average. That's ERA for Woods, ranking 4th in the Texas League, just behind Travs starting pitcher and last night's loser Eric Sear. Woods, who hasn't had a decision in his last 2 starts, saw the bullpen blow a lead for him against Tulsa last Friday in the series opener against the Drillers. At Driller Stadium, Woods went 7 shutout innings and held a 2-0 lead into the 8th inning. But the bullpen blew that lead, and therefore Woods got a no decision, holding his record at 4-1. Woods leads the team with 50 innings pitched and a 230 batting average against. So the Travs do have a pitcher who has been very consistent this year. Only one other game besides his last start did Woods start a game and the Travs lose. So things, at least numbers-wise, looking at the pitchers, looks like the Travs have a good chance to try to end this skid. And they ended the losing streak on Monday in a 10-inning victory against the Tulsa Drillers, but the skid is still going on. Make no bones about it. You don't have to just be on a losing streak for it to be an official skid. It's been a skid for the last 11 games in which the Travs have only picked up 2 wins and dropped in the standings by a couple of games out of first place. Speaking of first place, there was a battle for it in Tulsa, Oklahoma earlier today. The Wichita Wranglers and the Drillers battled in an afternoon game. We'll give you that score as well as yesterday's Texas League action when we return on the ITT Tech pregame show here on the ticket Total Sports 1380.
Huh? Get it here, churro there. I mean, what's the big deal? Just a few carbohydrates, right? But then the craving started. Crackers, pancakes, toast points, it didn't matter as long as it had carbs. I started ignoring my friends and family unless they had just made lasagna. Luckily, that's when my bartender told me about Miller Lite. With half the carbs of Bud Light, you can enjoy a great tasting, less filling beer without having to ride the C train. Don't let carbs ruin your life. Miller, good call.
For 12 ounces, Miller Lite contains 3.2 grams carbohydrates. Bud Light contains 6.6 grams. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My company is currently going through a transition, and I'm part of that transition. I needed new technology, new ideas for a changing market.
Norman Poteet earned a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Electronics Engineering Technology in 2002 and a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Automated Manufacturing Technology in 2003 from the ITT Tech in Indianapolis, Indiana.
My education at ITT Tech was the right decision for me.
To find out more about ITT Technical Institute, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web at itt-tech.edu. ITT Technical Institute, education for the future.
Ed and I sell soft drinks at ball games, and he first told me about BC powder. We carry big trays and drinks up, and damn, stadium staff, man, it's a killer. And with a backache, that tray feels heavier and heavier. And the stairs are tough on your knees. One night I was dragging, and the game wasn't half over. I told Brian he needs the BC to stop the pain fast, because he goes to work quick. BC stopped the pain, got me right back to work. BC goes down easy with a soft drink, but don't tell the boss, okay?
BC, pain relief at the speed of powder. Use as directed.
Welcome back to Ray Winder Field here on a mostly sunny early afternoon in central Arkansas, 82 degrees right now. First pitch coming up in about 14 minutes. We're in the second segment of our pregame show, taking a look at the Texas League action from yesterday, and also there was a couple of games in the Texas League earlier today. We'll begin with yesterday's action. Wichita and Tulsa matching up in a battle for first place at Driller Stadium. Wranglers won yesterday by the score of 4-1. Chad Santos homered and knocked in three, leading Wichita to sole possession of first place in the East. Santos doubled D. Brown home in the fourth inning, then helped the Wranglers stomp the game away with his seventh home run, a two-run shot in the ninth. Junior Herndon earned the victory, his third of the season, limiting Tulsa to one run on 4 hits over 7 innings, no walks and 6 strikeouts. J.J. Trujillo picked up the save with 2 perfect relief innings, his second of the year. That put Wichita to a game ahead of Tulsa heading into today's action, but the Drillers fight back. And in an afternoon game at Driller Stadium, Tulsa wins 6-4. Mike Roseman led the Drillers to a 4-run first-inning rally with a 3-run homer, his 4th of the year. Adonis Harrison would add 2 hits and a triple. Tony Miller and Juan Pinella each scoring runs. Pinella, in fact, scored twice. As the Drillers picked up another share of first place. Mike Esposito got the win. Ryan Spires saved his league-leading 15th. Les Wallen drops to 3-3 for the Wranglers. As Tulsa and Wichita with identical 21 and 18 records, tied atop the East Division for first place, and they are 2 games in front of the Arkansas Travelers. Actually, a game and a half, pardon me, in front of the Arkansas Travelers. Meanwhile, it was the San Antonio Mission shutting out Round Rock yesterday 4-0 as they started a series in San Antonio. Rich Dorman and Rene Cortez combined in a 4-hit shutout of the Express. Dorman in his Double-A debut struck out 9 batters without a walk in 7 innings. He got the win. Cortez saved his second game in a row with 2 strikeouts and 2 shutout innings. Greg Jacobs, Shin Soo Choo, and Jim Horner all knocked in a run with a double, while Justin we'll get that incorrect. Justin DeLucci went 2 for 4 with a run scored. Tim McClaskey took the loss. Round Rock comes back today with a 2-1 victory against the Missions in San Antonio. Winning pitcher Jared Gathrow picks up his 4th win of the year against just 1 loss, allowing only an unearned run and 4 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts over a 7-inning start. Santiago Ramirez saved his 11th of the season. Chris Key drops to 1-1 for the Express. The winning run scored on a sac fly by Brooks Conrad, who also walked a couple of times in that game, scored the winning run for Charlton Jimmison. He scored from third base on a sac fly. Todd Self added 2 base hits, raising his average to .355. Dash Norris is 3 for 4 for the Express. As Round Rock back in the win column with their league-leading 25th victory of the season against his 15 losses. San Antonio drops to 3.5 in back of the Express at 21 and 18. Yesterday in El Paso, Midland started the series with a 9-4 beating of the Diablos. Freddie Bynum and Mark Kiger each 3 for 5 with 2 runs batted in, while Bynum scored twice, leading the Rockhounds to that victory. Jeremy Brown added a 2-run homer for Midland as the Rockhounds pounded 18 hits, 6 of them for extra bases. Ben Fritz earned the win, dancing around 5 walks and 3 hits, which is 2 runs over 6 1/3 for his third victory of the year. Diablo righty Sergio Lizarraga gave up 5 runs on 9 hits in 4 innings to take the loss, and the Diablos dropped to 10.5 in back of Round Rock in last place. Diablos have lost 3 straight going into today's second game against the Rockhounds. Drew Dickinson takes the hill for the Rockhounds against Diablo right-hander Dustin Nippert, who's still in search of his first win of the year. And with that game, the only one being played shortly in the Texas League, that'll be the only game, of course, that we update you on. So Texas League scores on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard throughout our ball game today. Now with a look at the AGPO Farm Report, a glance around the Anaheim Angels minor league system brought to you by AGPO of England, your John Deere dealer. Get a hold of AGPO at 800-264-2524 for AGPO. We'll start with the big club, the Anaheim Angels, yesterday in 11 innings, 1-0 win against the New York Yankees. Scott Shields picked up his 3rd win of the season as the Angels move to 3.5 games in front of the Texas Rangers. Angels with the best record in the majors at 26-13. Former Traveler Casey Kochman went 0 for 4 with a walk. The only run of the game scored on a sac fly by Adam Riggs. He knocked in Jeff Sabanin, who went 3 for 4. Again, Shields with the victory. He's 3-0. Francisco Rodriguez added a couple of scoreless innings in relief of 2 strikeouts. Rodriguez, a month and a half into the season, has an ERA of 0.43. Now moving into the minor league section here, the Salt Lake Stingers fell to 17-21. Could not hold a 5-0 second inning lead as the Stingers fall to the Colorado Springs Sky Sox 10-5. Scott Dunn took the loss in relief, dropping to 2-2. Javi Rodriguez was promoted from Rancho Cucamonga up to Salt Lake. Had a hit and an RBI in his AAA debut. Former Traveler Tom Gregorio also knocked in a run, but Salt Lake continues in their slump. They've lost 6 times in the last 7 games. They're falling to last place in the PCL North. In the California League, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes moved the game over 500 in 19-18 with their 6th win in their last 7, beating the Modesto Athletics 10-6. First baseman Mike Napoli hit his league-leading 12th home run. Shortstop Eric Abar drove in 2 runs on 3 hits, while Joe Saunders pitched 5 strong innings, allowing just 2 runs for his 4th win of the season. Rich Thompson, with 2 2/3 scoreless, saved his 3rd. The Quakes in 19-18 still in 4th place in the Cal League South. Cedar Rapids Colonels concluded an 8-game road trip, losing yesterday 3-2 to the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. Colonels have fallen from 1st place to 3rd place over the last 3 games. Colonels pitchers combined to strike out 17 batters in the loss. Kevin Jepson struck out 13 batters in only 6 innings. But Bob Zimmerman suffered a loss in relief, allowing an unearned run on 1 hit, 2 walks in 2 innings. He drops to 2-3. Matt Brown's throwing error in the bottom of the ninth allowed the winning run to score. And he was named the Midwest League Player of the Week for last week, hitting .444 with 4 home runs and 11 RBIs. But again, Brown's throwing error cost the Colonels yesterday's game as they fall to 22-17. Folks, we'll take a break here on the ITC Tech pregame show. When we return, and look at the starting lineup for the RoughRiders and the Arkansas Travelers. That's after this on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Hey, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry. First one to aisle 5, like the other. Coke. Yeah, you're on. Yo, Tony Stewart, he jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop driving my car. What's it? Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I think you should register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real. Better burgers. Sonic's got them, others don't. Introducing Sonic's newest burger, the Little Cheese. 2 junior beef patties with 2 slices of smoky cheddar cheese. Add on lettuce and tomato, crispy bacon, and Sonic's own honey pepper sauce. And you've got a taste big enough to deserve the name, the Little Cheese. Try one today at participating Sonic. The new Little Cheese. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And if you're counting carbs, try Sonic's new carb-friendly bun. It's got all the taste without all the carbs. Synonymous. Words alike in significance and meaning, like summer and baseball.
baseball and Ray Winder Field. Ray Winder Field and hot dogs and Coca-Cola. Yes, Coke is joining the Travs All-Star lineup this summer right alongside the future Anaheim Angels wearing the Travelers uniform. Enjoy the best value in family entertainment in Central Arkansas. Ray Winder Field, the Arkansas Travelers, and Coke. 3 summer classics. Call 664-1555 or visit our website at travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. KDXE, North Little Rock.
Welcome back to Ray Winder Field. Here's the Travs and the Frisco RoughRiders get set for Game 2 of this 4-game series. This is Phil Elson with you on the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's action. We'll begin with the RoughRiders. They are the AA affiliate of the Texas Rangers in their second year as a franchise in the Texas League. The RoughRiders at 17 wins and 21 losses are in last place in the Texas League East out of 4 teams. They're 4 games in back of, they are currently 3.5 in back of Wichita and Tulsa, who are tied for first place. Edgar Gonzalez will lead off. He'll be the designated hitter. Gonzalez, with a couple of hits yesterday, took the 14th game in a row that he's had a base hit. That is the second longest hitting streak in the Texas League this season. Willie Taveras is 17 games. The outfielder for the Round Rock Express had a base hit in 17 consecutive, but Gonzalez was 14 in a row. That's the longest hitting streak in the Frisco RoughRiders franchise history. Drew Meyer batting second at shortstop. He had the 3-run homer that provided the winning runs last night. Jason Botts is the Texas League leader with 10 home runs. He'll be batting third and will play first base. Cleaning up is the RoughRiders third baseman Marshall McDougal. Patrick Boyd bats fifth. He'll play in center. Will Smith batting sixth is in right field. Jason Bourgeois starts as the second baseman. He was leading off yesterday. Tonight he slides down to the number 7 hole. Josh McKinley, as the number 8 batter, is starting in left field, and Jeff Smith starts behind the plate for the RoughRiders, and he will be batting ninth. Now the lineup for the Arkansas Travelers with a record of 19 wins against 18 losses. The Travs are a game and a half in back of the Tulsa Drillers and Wichita Wranglers for first place in the Texas League East. Alberto Caiazo leads off to play shortstop. Tommy Murphy back in the lineup after missing 2 days in a row with a bruised foot. Murphy batting second is in center field. Nick Corneau starts as a 3-hitter. Today he'll be the DH with third baseman Dallas McPherson cleaning up. Hitting fifth is the Travs starting catcher Jeff Mathis. Mike Elward will hit sixth. He'll be at first base. Rudy Gomez bats seventh. He'll be at second. Jason Espino is the team's leader with a .330 batting average, .536 slugging percentage, .395 on base. He'll be in right field. Carlos Duncan bats ninth. He will be in left field. Starting pitchers for today, a left-hander for the Travs, a righty for the RoughRiders. It's Cameron Lowe making the start for Frisco. A 6'7" right-hander at 230 pounds out of Chatsworth, California. Lowe was a 20th round selection out of Cal State Northridge in the 2002 draft. He's 1-3 this year for Frisco with a .446 earned run average. He allows a .301 batting average against, 10 walks, 35 strikeouts, and 38 in the third innings, 46 base hits, 3 of them home runs. Fastball in the low 90s. He also features a slider and a changeup, and he'll throw from 2 different angles, 3/4, and from a little bit under sidearm. Pitching for the Travs today, left-hander Jake Woods, fellow Californian of Cameron Lowe. He comes from Kingsburg, California, in the central area. Woods is 6'1", 190-pounder, out of Bakersfield Junior College, selected by the Angels with their third draft pick in the 2001 draft. Actually, their 4th pick, actually their 3rd round. He was selected after Kochman, Mathis, and McPherson. Woods was taken 4th by the Angels. 4 wins and a loss with the Travs. Woods is .252 earned run average. This will be his 9th start of the season. 50 innings, 42 base hits. Just 9 walks against 35 strikeouts. He allows a .230 batting average against and only 1 home run. Generally, you see a lot of ground balls when Jake Woods is pitching. He pitches low in the strike zone. Good sinker, good action on the fastball. Change-up, slider, curveball. He can pretty much throw it all up there. And the Travs will look to him for A few strong innings. He's been able to pitch 7 innings 4 times this season. Last time out went 7 innings, shutout ball against the Tulsa Drillers, got a no decision. Travs lost the game 3-2. In one of the many instances of the Travs bullpen problems. The Travs had a 2-0 lead and were unable to hold on to it. Big game today for the Arkansas Travelers. They're all big games at this point. They're playing his 38th game of the season. It is longer early point of the year. You can't say, well, it's still early. Folks, we're past the halfway point in the first half of the 2004 season. So if the Travs are going to make another move, you're going to have to start making that move pretty soon. Well, they're going to take the field shortly, so we'll take our final break here on the ITT Tech pregame show. We return with the first pitch from the Arkansas Travelers and the Frisco RoughRiders here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. AmeriPride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an AmeriPride consultant. Also specializing in the finest quality table linens, rental mat, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for AmeriPride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers. He joined the Air Force in 1964 and served in Vietnam. He commanded forces in the far corners of the globe. Rising through the ranks, he served as a 3-star general at the Pentagon. You'd think 30 years of distinguished service would be plenty. But if you're Norman G. Leasy, Lieutenant General, retired United States Air Force, that's just the beginning. Today, he's pursuing a new career as Walmart's Vice President of National Government Relations. Norm's journey took him near and far, through Asia, Scandinavia, Europe, the Middle East, and Webster University, where he earned a master's degree that served him well in his career. I'm Bob Cousins, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge, for real-world success.
For more information about graduate degrees from Webster University in Little Rock, visit them on the web at webster.edu or call them 800-828-2598.
Time for baseball at Ray Winder Field here in Little Rock, Arkansas. The Arkansas Travelers battle the Frisco RoughRiders in Game 2 of this 4-game series. Still waiting for the Sonic Field Dream Team to make their way off the field. Final kid is written across the pitcher's mound. And Jake Woods is left to throw his warm-up pitches. We have a chance to run down the one final score in the major leagues today. Here on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. Day game in Toronto. And pretty amazing end of that ball game is Matthew Lecroy. It's a pinch hit grand slam in the top of the 9th inning as Minnesota beats Toronto at Skydome 6-5. Twins playing some good baseball, 24-15. That's the second best record in the major leagues. Moved to 2.5 games ahead of the White Sox. Lecroy was the only member of the bench still available for the Twins in that game, and comes on to hit that grand slam, his first home run of the season. He hit the grand slam off Terry Adams, who suffers a loss, dropping to 3-3. Winning pitcher Aaron Foltz, a former Tulsa Driller, goes to 2-1. Joe Nathan, a former Shreveport captain and Swamp Dragon, earned his 13th save of the year. Toronto's Josh Belt was 2 for 4 with a couple of doubles. Former Razorback Eric Hinsky went 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And the Blue Jays fall to 17-24. A pretty exciting game earlier today at the Skydome. All the other games in the major leagues either starting later today. Here's one other final score. Pittsburgh and San Diego play the first game of their doubleheader at PNC. Padres beat the Pirates 6-3. Ryan Lawrence got the win. Trevor Hoffman saved his 11th. They'll be playing the nightcap. Actually starting that nightcap right about now. We'll give you the rest of those major league scores later on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. For right now, here's Edgar Gonzalez leading off as we're ready for baseball at Ray Winder Field. First pitch comes from the Travs southpaw Woods. Fastball is fouled off the right side. And first pitch today at 7:14 in the evening. Game time temperature is 79 degrees. Winds from the south-southwest at 13 miles an hour. Every once in a while it drops up to 20. Gonzalez sprays a foul ball into the Optimist dugout at the right side of the grandstand. Strike two. Gonzalez, the DH, batting right-handed. He leads the Rough Riders with a .327 batting average. No homers and 12 runs batted in. He's in the hole at 0-2, and Woods to the windup and now to the plate with a low and outside fastball. 1-2. Drew Meyer on deck, then Jason Botts. Gonzalez yesterday batted in the 5 spot. Went 3 for 5 with a double and a strikeout. Woods tries to change up, missing outside 2-2. Stretched Gonzalez's hitting streak to 14 consecutive ball games, which is the second highest hitting streak, or I should say longest hitting streak in the Texas League this year. Here's a 2-2 from Woods, and a fastball is ripped into left center field. That one's going to get to the gap. Hook roll to the fence, cut off by Murphy in the gap, fire to the infield. Throw to second base is not in. Now is it safe at second with a leadoff double. Frisco's franchise record set last year by Ramon Nivar with a 14-game streak, so that's 15 for Gonzalez, and takes any doubt away if you thought he might have that hitting streak stopped. Fifth pitch of the game, he says otherwise. Drew Meyer steps in, tries to anticipate the bunt, but Meyer swings and hits a ground ball to second. Rudy Gomez picks it up and throws to first for the out, but Gonzalez advances to third. So the Rough Riders have a runner at third base and only one away in the top of the first inning for their top run producer, Jason Botts. Botts just killed the Travs bullpen yesterday. Eric Steer held him to a couple of hitless at-bats and hit him with a pitch in the 6th inning. But in the 7th inning, on a 1-1 count, following Meyer's 3-run homer, Botts went deep to right field, a left-handed shot. He's a switch hitter and bats right-handed. Hit another home run in the 9th inning that went over the interstate. Infield comes in, and the first pitch from Woods is outside for ball 1. So Botts now with 10 home runs on the year. That broke a tie with D. Brown of Wichita, who sits on 8 home runs still. Botts has 27 runs batted in. Ranked 6th in the league as he fouls a pitch back to the screen, 1-1. A leadoff double by Edgar Gonzalez. He now stands at third base with one away. Travs infield comes in. McPherson at third. Cayaspo at shortstop after a day as a DH. Rudy Gomez at second. Mike Elwood at first. Mathis behind the dish. Woods to the plate with a changeup high and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike on Botts. Botts a giant at 6'5", 255 pounds. His average is 283. Now he will chase pitches out of the strike zone. The 2-run from Woods. Line drive caught it short by Cayaspo. They've got Gonzalez doubled off of third base. Good reaction play by Cayaspo. 1 step to the hole at short, gloved it, and gets the easy out at third. That'll end the first inning. The Rough Riders do not score even after their leadoff double. We'll go to the bottom of the first at Ray Winder Field. Rough Riders scoreless. Travs coming to the bat for the first time here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope.
There's a story involving Yogi Berra, the well-known pitcher for the New York Yankees, and Hank Aaron, who at the time was the chief power hitter for the Milwaukee Braves. The teams were playing in the World Series, and as usual, Yogi was keeping up his ceaseless chatter, intending to pep up his teammates on the one hand and distract the Milwaukee batters on the other. As Aaron came to the plate, Yogi tried to distract him by saying, "Henry, you're holding the bat wrong. You're supposed to hold it so you can read the trademark." Aaron didn't say anything. But when the next pitch came up, he hit it into the left field bleachers. After rounding the bases and touching home plate, Aaron looked at Yogi Berra and said, "I didn't come up here to read. I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the Church of Rock Creek." To be successful in life, you've got to know why you're standing at the plate.
at Ray Winder Field to the bottom of the first inning. The Frisco RoughRiders had a golden opportunity to score a first-inning run with their designated hitter at third base and one out. But Gonzalez strayed a little too far off of third base on Foster's line out to short. So Jake Woods able to get out of that first inning with no runs scored. So the bottom of the first inning here, and the Travelers shortstop Alberto Cayasco leads off against Cameron Lowe. Lowe, just like the rest of the Frisco RoughRider pitching staff, they at the duck when they walk in most rooms. And in the Travs visiting clubhouse, which has an area over on the furthest side of the clubhouse, which is not meant for anybody really over 6'2". They're having trouble in here walking around. Cayasco swings to the first pitch, a high pop up to left field in foul territory. Now Josh McKinley makes the catch in foul ground, and one pitch, one out in the first. Cameron Lowe stands 6'8", 220 pounds. He's out of Cal State Northridge. You look at him and think he's throwing in the mid to high 90s, but he actually tops out at about 90 miles an hour. This is a sinker that usually has a velocity from 85 to 88. Tommy Murphy steps in. He'll switch it as the left side and takes it outside for a ball. Murphy sat out the last two games with a bum foot. Suffered a bruise on the foot, fouling a pitch away off himself. 1-0. Murphy takes outside ball two. And Tommy probably could have used a couple of days off. He's been in a slump. 2 for his last 21 with 10 strikeouts in 5 games. Lowe's 2-0 pitch misses high, ball 3. 3-0. The count on Murphy with Gorneau on deck. Murphy hitting .297, 3 homers, 21 runs batted in. Lowe has walked those 10 batters this year, and now he gets a strike on the inside corner. 10 walks for Lowe in 38 and 2/3 innings. 46 base hits. It does allow an average over 300. 3-1 to Murphy, swinging a pop-up over the third base bleacher seat. Strike 2. Lowe was drafted in the 20th round in the 2002 draft. Last season spent with Clinton and Stockton at the 2 single-A levels for the Rangers. His pitch to Murphy is lined up the middle for a base hit to center. And Tommy Murphy returns to the Travs lineup with a first-inning single and bring up DH Nick Gorneau. Last year, Lowe was a combined 7-3 between Clinton and Stockton. The Rangers had him piggybacking in his starts. He'd go 5 innings. Next time out, 4 days later, he'd come out of the bullpen and work 4 innings. A different style of pitching development than we've seen with the Angels. Here at Double-A, the Rangers don't use that piggyback system, so Lowe in the starting rotation instead. Murphy runs on the first pitch, and Gorneau fouls it off the end of the bat, strike 1. Trav's getting pretty aggressive here in the first inning. Cayasco flied out on the first pitch. And after Murphy's single, Ty Boykin puts the hit and run on the first pitch Gorneau sees. Well, when you have a team struggling to put together any kind of rally, sometimes you have to try to force the issue. And Ty Boykin trying to do that. Sending Murphy on the first pitch. Gorneau steps back in with an 0-1 count. Last night, Gorneau doubled and 1 for 4. Scored a run. Murphy stays on the 0-1, swinging a grounder towards the hole at short. McDougal there from third base, puts the second, 1 out. Bourgeois relay to first, ends the inning on a 5-4-3 double play. So each team hits into a double play to end the first. We go into the second at Ray Winder Field. Beautiful night for baseball in Central Arkansas, and you have the Travs on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-tank trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special assists what you need to take a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to visit historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles. From luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations. Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 1319 Pike Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the yellow pages for more information. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
I'm 71. I'm 65. I'm 68. I'm 53. I'm 70. I'm 47. And we've all had a heart attack. A heart attack can happen at any age.
In fact, every year, nearly twice as many women die from heart disease than from all forms of cancer combined, making heart disease the leading killer of women.
I'm 57. I'm 49. I'm 38.
Baptist Health, Arkansas's premier heart care leader, is working to increase awareness of heart disease and its symptoms, and to let you know what you can do to prevent it, like paying attention to your diet, watching your blood pressure, and regular exercise. With a little effort on your part, you have the potential to add years to your life. For a free brochure about heart disease, call 1-888-BAPTIST or visit our website at baptist-health.com. Baptist Health, all our best.
Welcome back here to Little Rock in Ray Winder Field. We get to the top of the second inning with no score. Frisco RoughRiders and Arkansas Travelers each hit into a double play to end their half of the first. Here in the top of the second, RoughRiders third baseman Marshall McDougal leads off. Jake Woods allowed a double in the first inning, no other hits. Last night, McDougal had 2 hits, went 2 for 5 with a double. 2 runs scored, also hit into a double play. Right-handed batter, swings to the first pitch, hits it off the end of the bat, high to right field. Jason Espedo trips back in front of the warning track. He'll make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out on the second for Jake Woods. Woods with a career record of 30-16 in just his 4th professional season. Just looking at his win-loss record, you can tell that he certainly has the attitude of a winning pitcher. There are a lot of pitchers that have low earned run averages, low batting averages against it, somehow can't seem to pick up wins. Case in point, remember Billy Stokely the last 2 years. Pitched very well at times, he still couldn't win a game. First pitch down the middle to Boyd, who's batting right-handed for strike, 0-1. Woods last year was 12-7 in Rancho Cucamonga with a 3.99 ERA. Actually kind of a high earned run average for a record 5 games over 500. Pitched low and away to Boyd, 1-1. But what we've seen from Jake Woods this year is every single time he goes on the mound, the Travs have a chance to win. 1-1. McDougal takes low and away, ball 2. So it's sort of an age-old question. What do you expect from a pitcher? You want low ERA? You want a lot of strikeouts? Or do you just want to have your team a chance to win the ball game? Swing and a miss on the changeup to Boyd, strike 2. And generally, Woods, not just this year, but in previous seasons, his team always has a chance to win his start. 2-2 pitch inside, now the count's full. Woods 12-7 last year, 10-5 the year before in Cedar Rapids. Here's a 3-2 to Boyd. Swinging, he hits a fly ball to left center field. Duncan in the gap hasn't measured. Carlos makes the catch for the second out. Good swing from Boyd, but got the ball on the very end of the bat. 2 outs. And here's number 6 batter Will Smith. No score in the top of the second. Smith, a left-handed batter, hitting .300, 3 homers, 23 runs batted in. Sort of rigid in the batter's box. Woods delivers a slider outside for a ball. We did see Smith hit yesterday. Saw him pinch hit in the 9th inning and pop out the second. Here's the 1-0. Smith swings, breaks his bat, fly ball to right. Espedo right there to make the catch. 1-2-3 go the RoughRiders in the second inning, all on fly ball out. We go to the bottom of the second and still no score at Ray Winder Field. Here on the ticket, Total Sports, 1380.
Hey fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Ray Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Feasting, missing, tackle, piece and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Other books.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book's Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the Yellow Directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Not the other book.
Bottom of the second starts off here in Little Rock. No score on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. Travs and the RoughRiders in Game 2 of a 4-game series, and the first time the two teams played each other this season yesterday. How often do you think that you'd see a couple of division rivals not play a ball game against each other until 37 games into the season? But that's what we have with the Texas League schedule. We'll be getting plenty of looks at the RoughRiders over the next couple of weeks. Play them in Frisco next week for 4 games. Dallas McPherson leads off the second with a line drive to right field for a base hit. That one just gets to the warning track where Will Smith cuts it off, but McPherson gets to second base for a stand-up double. Well, Dallas, who yesterday went hitless in 4 at-bats, comes through with a double on the first pitch he sees here in the second inning. We're seeing the Travs go after pitches early in the count against Cameron Lowe. We have seen Arkansas jump on first pitch fastballs quite a bit this year. McPherson hits his 12th double, tying here with Nick Gorneau for the team lead. Number 5 batter and starting catcher Jeff Mathis will stand in. Mathis 3 for 3 yesterday. His third 3-hit game of the season. Line drive on the first pitch up the middle for a base hit. McPherson had to freeze. He stays at third. Mathis at first base with his 4th hit of the series. Now 4 for 4 with 1 walk against the RoughRiders. The Travs have something going here in the second inning with runners at the corners and nobody out. Both McPherson and Mathis swinging at that first pitch. First baseman Mike Elward will stand in. Elward 0 for 4 yesterday. Never struck out. He did put the bat on the ball. Travs just need that here. The infield will look to turn 2. First pitch, a slider outside for a ball. Cameron Lowe going to that slider after he's seen the Travs go after fastballs with the first pitch they see. Really see that Travs plan of attack offensively. Look for the fastball and look for it early in the count. 1-0 to Elward. The same slider. He lets it go low and away. Right-handed hitter. Elward is .325 with his batting average. 2 homers, 16 runs batted in. Travs still hit above .300 as a team. But whereas 2 weeks ago the team batting average was .330, now it's down to .302. Elward takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. 2-1. Matt Kaler calls balls and strikes today. The third base umpire is Chris Griffith. Delphine Colon, the crew chief at first. McPherson takes a short lead down the line in foul territory at third. Mathis off of first by 5 steps. The 2-1 to Elward. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Strike 2. One of the reasons the Travs have not been able to rally anytime recently, well, it's the same fact that in spots like this, they either have only managed 1 run or haven't been able to score anybody. Right here, the worst thing that could happen would be a strikeout. The absolute worst. It's 2-2, and it's a strikeout. Swing and a miss on the changeup. Nice pitch by Lowe. He must have figured out that the Travs are going after his fastball, so instead of the breaking pitch, he comes to the change. And registers his first strikeout of the ball game and gets the first out of the inning. Now Lowe can get out of the second without allowing a run if he induces a double play from Rudy Gomez. Rudy playing second base today. Rudy started at shortstop last night, basically completing his turn around the infield. He's only started at every position on the infield except catcher and pitcher, as he takes a slider low and away for a ball. In fact, Rudy looked pretty comfortable at shortstop. He's played more games as a DH than any other position for the Traps. In the field, he started at second base 8 games, not counting today. The 1-0 swing and a ground ball to short. This might be a twin killing. Meyer to Bourgeois, 1 out, the relay to first, and that ends the inning. Oh, goodness. Traps have runners at the corners and nobody out and fail to score as Gomez grounds into the 6-4-3 twin killing, leaving McPherson at third. So we go to the top of the third inning with still no score at Raywinder Field. Here on the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
Okay, thanks for listening with me.
So what's your plan?
Plan?
To sell the house. Are you going to put up a sign and add in the paper? Or maybe even a listing on your website?
Sure.
Why are you writing this down?
This is good stuff. Do you have any more?
Now working with the Century 21 agent. Century 21 agents pledge to develop a customized marketing plan to best sell your home. Only Century 21 agents offer the Century 21 service pledge to help reduce the stress of selling real estate. Century21.com. Real estate for your world.
The Century 21 pledge is offered by participating offices. Each office is independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm the world's fastest reader. I read really fast now because I got high-speed reading. I didn't used to be a fast reader. I used to read a lot slower. I had some bad reading habits, like moving my lips or saying the words in my head as I read. I'd even have to reread because I couldn't remember what I just read. But since I've been using high-speed reading, I'm reading faster than I ever thought I could. With high-speed reading, I can read a newspaper in minutes, business reports, and memos in seconds. The CD is loaded with challenging games that make speed reading easy, fast, and fun. And it's guaranteed to make you a better, faster reader or your money back. High-speed reading has won dozens of awards, is used in hundreds of schools by thousands of people. It's been named Best Educational Software of the Year because it's the world's most advanced speed reading system. It's like a flight simulator for your brain.
Call in the next 30 minutes and get the multi-user high-speed reading upgrade free, a $70 value. Call 888-548-READ. 888-548-READ. Read faster and retain more with high-speed reading. Just call 888-548-READ.
Well, double plays galore already here at Raywinder Field. He's only played 2 innings and already seen 3 double plays turned. Travis turned one of those double plays off the bat of Jason Botts, who lined out to shortstop, and Cayaspo doubled off Edgar Gonzalez at third base. Travis have hit into 2 double plays, both ending the first and second innings. Corneau bounced out to third to end the first inning, 5-4-3. And Rudy Gomez hits into a 6-4-3 twin killing that ended the second, where the Travs had runners at the corners and nobody out. We'll see how many double plays we can see today. Jason Bourgeois leads off the third for Frisco. Right-handed batter at second base. McPherson comes in at third. And Jake Woods' first pitch misses low and in. Ball 1. Bourgeois, Josh McKinley, and Jeff Smith here in the third inning against the Trav southpaw Woods, who has retired 5 in a row since Gonzalez's leadoff double in the first inning. Ball 2 misses outside, 2-0. Bourgeois yesterday led off, went 0 for 5. 3 flyouts, twice ground out. Woods into the windup and the 2-0. That's a fastball at the knees for a called strike, 2-1. Very disappointing start to the year for Bourgeois, who last year hit .329 in single A. Former second-round pick out of Houston High School in the 2000 draft. 2-2 pitch. Bourgeois swings, hits a high liner to center. Murphy going back. He leaps with the warning track and brings it in. Nice catch, Tommy Murphy. Another one of those tough plays with a line drive hit directly towards the center fielder, where it's not a matter of going to the right or left, it's how you go back on the ball. And Tommy backpedals the last couple of steps and then leaps in the air. Tommy does have some hop. 1 out here in the third inning. Bourgeois now 0 for 6 in the series. Number 8 batter Josh McKinley will step in. McKinley's third consecutive year at Double-A, but he spent the last 2 seasons in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, as an Expos farmhand, former Expos first-round pick in the 98 draft. McKinley bats right-handed and takes a pitch outside for a ball. McKinley playing in his 32nd game of the season. Most of his starts have been as a catcher. He shows bunt, gets it down towards third, hugs the line, and rolls foul. Strike one. McKinley, who'd been a shortstop and a second baseman for most of his career, was thrust into emergency catching duty because of injuries in the early part of the season. He started 12 games behind the dish. And that led to a lot of stolen bases against the RoughRiders, as McKinley had never caught before. And actually playing in the outfield, a fairly new position to him this season, just his 7th start in the outfield this year. And the 10th of his career. 1-1, swinging a line drive towards short, and Kayako is there to bring it in. 2 outs, both on well-hit line drives. And to the number 9 hitter now, Jeff Smith. Smith, the elder of the RoughRiders, at least of the players, 30 years old, out of Naples, Florida. Playing with his third major league organization, started with the Twins, spent half of last year with the Boston Red Sox, and now with the Rangers. First pitch, a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Yesterday, Smith held the catching duties, was 2 for 3 with a run scored, and was hit by a pitch. The 0-1 fouled back, strike 2. Smith hit .355, 1 homer, 13 runs knocked in. When Smith was hit by the pitch in the 8th inning, it was with 2 outs, and Rich Fisher plunked him right between the numbers on his back, and it was one of those pitches that you know is going to hurt just by where it hits the batter. Jake 0-2 just missed the inside corner, tried the breaking ball, and doesn't get the call from Taylor. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Smith's temper heated up after Fisher hit him. There certainly was no intention for Rich to hit him. Breaking ball, low and away, now 2-2. But the RoughRiders retaliated. Very next inning, throwing inside to Jeff Mathis 4 times. The benches had already been warned by then. But Tim Ireland, the RoughRider manager, is pushing it. Chopper over the mound and into center field. Jeff Smith with the second hit of the game for Frisco. Nice piece of hitting as Woods came with a 2-2 slider on the outside corner. And Smith reached for it, just got it, bounced over the pitcher's mound. So Gonzalez comes back to the plate. Gonzalez, who doubled to start the ball game, was doubled off of third base to end the first inning. And he's got a man at first, Jeff Smith. First pitch from Woods, low for a ball. Woods had set down 7 batters in a row after Gonzalez's double until Smith's single. 2 outs, no score, top of the third inning. The Frisco RoughRiders have won 3 consecutive ball games and are looking for their first 4-game winning streak. So they've already won 4 in a row once this year. The ball fouled back 1-1. Frisco swept El Paso May 6th through the 9th, including a 12-4 beating of the Diablos, followed by a 14-1 win. They've only had 1 4-game winning streak. They've lost 4 in a row once, too. 1-1 the count to Gonzalez. Woods to the plate. Check swing and a called strike on the pitch at the knee. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Gonzalez. 16 games in a row, Gonzalez has had a base hit. Now, pardon me, it's 15 games in a row. Let's get this stuff right, huh? 2 behind the longest hit streak in the league of ground route to Willie Tavares. Swinging a ground at a second. Gomez plays it on 1 hop. He flips to the shortstop. Kayako gets the force out on Smith at second base, and that'll end Frisco's third inning. No runs and 1 2-out hit. We go into the bottom of the third at Raymond Field. Still no score on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir. What's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir. This is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Quattro Chevrolet says, buy new, buy now, and we'll show you how during the Quattro Chevrolet all-out sellout event. Special finance, cash rebate, rock-bottom prices on every new vehicle in stock. Only at Quattro Chevrolet in Jacksonville. Cars, trucks, vans, sports utility vehicles, all priced to sell now. Never before has Quattro offered such incredible savings. The largest Chevy clearance sale in Arkansas history going on now. Quattro Chevrolet in Jacksonville. An American Revolution.
Now that the baseball season is here again, moms everywhere begin scouting for a cool, delicious recipe that won't take extra innings to make, like Del Monte's easy potato salad. Simply combine a family-sized can of Del Monte's whole meat potatoes with a quarter cup of diced celery and a quarter cup of chopped red onion. Toss it together with some creamy ranch dressing, and you've got a quick score. Del Monte steps up to the plate with simple mealtime solutions that will have you saying, hey, I can do that.
Look for Del Monte vegetables at your local Harvest Foods. Harvest Foods, an Arkansas company serving Arkansans.
Traveler baseball moves into the bottom of the third inning here at Ray Winder Field. Fans an invitation to join us this Friday and Saturday for the Sonic Family Discount Weekend. Discount tickets available at Central Arkansas Sonic Drive-Ins. Get you in for only $3 apiece. Friday night, the first 1,000 paid adults receive a free Travs replica cap courtesy of Sonic and Comcast. And on Saturday, following the ball game, Sonic and Comcast present a post-game fireworks extravaganza. Both games start at 7:10. The gates open at 6:10. For more information, look us up online at Travs.com. No score here in the bottom of the third inning. Jason Espedo swings at the first pitch from Cameron Lowe. Pop fly to shallow left field, and Josh McKinley comes in to make the catch. One pitch, one out, and for the third consecutive inning, Travs leadoff hitter has chased the first pitch and put it into play. But Espedo flies out to left. McPherson led off the second inning with a double, made it to third base before getting stranded there. Here's number 9 batter Carlos Duncan. First pitch from Lowe outside, ball one. Duncan hitting .288, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Starts in left field once again after his start on Sunday at second base in Tulsa. Swing and a miss on a slider from Lowe, 1-1. Nice looking pitch. Sort of a slow floating slider that quickly darts outside. 1-1 on Duncan. Last night, Dunk 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. Swings at a slider and loops it over the third baseman for a base hit to left. Duncan with a wide turn at first, but McKinley charged in well enough to get to the ball. So Duncan stops at first with a 1-out single, the Travs' 4th base hit against Cameron Lowe. But Lowe only facing 2 over the minimum so far because of the 2 double plays he's recorded. Here's Alberto Caiaspo stepping in. Timeout called by the umpires. Apparently something's up with Duncan at first. Carlos putting a sliding glove on his left hand. Looks more like a sleeve for his wrist. Might have injured that wrist diving into a base, so he has that sliding glove on now. And the first pitch to Caiaspo, a pitch out, way outside, further away than most pitch outs go. Luckily for Cameron Lowe, Jeff Smith was able to reach out there and bring it in. Otherwise, Duncan had second base all to himself. Caiaspo is 0 for 1. He flied to left field in the first inning. 0 for 5 in the series with a run-scoring fielder's choice yesterday. Lowe turns and throws to first base, sending Duncan diving back into the base. No score, bottom third inning. The RoughRiders struck first yesterday. The game was tied going into the 7th inning. 1-0, Lowe to the plate. Alberto swings, a little topper towards Fox at first. Waits for the baseball, steps on first base. Caiaspo is out number 2. And on the ground out, Duncan advances to second. So a runner in scoring position now for Tommy Murphy. He singled in the first inning in his first at-bat in 2 days. Murphy's average about 300 now, 21 runs batted in. looking for his first RBI since last week. He's batting left-handed. A curveball from Lowe in there for strike one. Cameron Lowe seems to be the kind of pitcher who has to dance around a lot of base hits. Seems to do so by inducing a whole bunch of ground balls. Fake pickoff move to second. Duncan dives in anyway, muddying up that white Travs uniform. Murphy steps away from home plate, kicks the dirt off his shoes, now stands back in there. Waves the bat back and forth below his belt, brings it back now, pumps it back and forth. Low at the belt, cuts on Duncan, and a curveball for strike two on a pitch to the knees. 0-2 to count on Murphy. We see Lowe going back to that breaking pitch when he needs a strike. And he has Murphy 0-2. Murphy a bit of a free swinger. They're going to pitch him inside. A fastball swinging a pop-up out of play. Murphy gets it into the third base area at the Southwest Airlines picnic terrace. Still 0-2 on Murph. Duncan ready to sprint away from second base as soon as the ball is hit. Neither of the middle infielders pay him much attention. Murphy swings and misses at the fastball and strikes out to end the third inning. As Duncan leaves himself at second base, and we have played 3 scoreless innings here at Raywinder Field. Back for the fourth inning after this.
Pig and chicken. For families, the best choices of great food. Many of you are now watching those carbs, and although the Pig and Chick menu has always offered great low-carb items, there's now a special low-carb menu featuring items with the same great taste Pig and Chick is famous for. Of course, you'll still find those great Pig and Chick ribs, barbecue sandwiches, catfish, gourmet sandwiches, chicken, steaks, and more. Bring the whole family for a relaxing dinner. In a hurry, get it to go. Pig and Chick, 7824 Highway 107 in Sherwood. Open 10:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Looking for the perfect snack to go along with the game? Pick up America's #1 food craving and hit a home run with your family. With more than 300 varieties of cheese made right here in America, there are endless ways to cave to the crave. Stop by your local grocer for ideas on how to create mouth-watering appetizers that the entire family's going to love. Cheese is the perfect snack to accompany any game, and you'll be a winner with your family. The power of cheese.
Stone Lakes Golf Course is one of Central Arkansas's hidden sports gems. Located just 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road, Stone Lake features a unique link-style course and some of the most reasonable green speeds around, complete with driving range plus chipping and putting greens and a full-range snack bar. Stone Lakes has everything a good duffer needs. Check out a hole-by-hole description on stonelakes.net or call 945-0945 for Stone Lakes.
Back at Raywinder Field, we move into the top of the fourth with no score. Arkansas Travelers and Frisco RoughRiders each have had chances to bring runs home, but still have been unable to do so. 2 hits for the RoughRiders, 4 base hits for the Arkansas Travelers. Travs have had a man make it to third base once, 1 man making it to second as well. RoughRiders have had 1 man make it as far as third base. Here in the top of the fourth inning, Drew Meyer leads off for Frisco, the number 2 batter. First pitch as he shows bunt, and he has to duck away from it. Ball 1. Jason Botts on deck, and then Marshall McDougal. A tough spot on this order for Jake Woods, though he did get Meyer to bounce out in the first inning. Left-handed batter takes a strike on the outside corner. Meyer's home run last night, the second of the season, the 8th of his career. He hit 5 home runs at Single-A Stockton last season as he bounces one foul past first for a strike, 1 and 2. You look at Meyer and think he may actually be able to develop a little bit of power. He has a very short, stocky build, very powerful leg. Seems to have a low center of gravity. The 1-2 from Woods, called strike 3 on the outside corner, and Meyer walks away. upset either with the call from Kaler or his own inability to swing at that pitch. First strikeout for Jake Woods, and the 36th of the season for him. Struck out 121 batters 2 years ago at Single A Cedar Rapids. That's his career high. Number 3 batter Jason Fox stands in. Stands so tall in the batter's box, holds the bat high, and takes a strike. Check out some scores here on the Southwest Airlines Texas League scoreboard. 2 finals from earlier today with Tulsa beating Wichita 6-4. Gaining a share of first place. Fox swings, pops it out of play on the right side, strike 2. Mike Roseman hit a 3-run homer in the first inning, leading the Drillers to a 4-run frame, his 4th homer of the year. Chad Santos and Brandon Berger each hit home runs for Wichita. Santos has hit 8 this season. Mike Esposito earned his first win. Ryan Spires saved his 15th. Called strike 3 to Botts right on the outside corner. As Woods has struck out 2 in a row here in the 4th inning. Brings up number 4 hitter Marshall McDougal. San Antonio falls to Round Rock 2-1. Jared Juthrow earns his 4th victory. Against only 1 loss, scattering 4 hits and an unearned run in 7 innings with 5 strikeouts. McDougal checks swing and a strike called on the pitch on the outside corner. McDougal flied out to right field in the 2nd inning. We have no score. We're in the top of the 4th here in Little Rock. Woods into the windup and the 0-1. Swing and a miss for McDougal. He's out in front of the fastball. Strike 2. Lights have been turned on. Slowly taking effect. Very comfy evening. Woods looks to possibly strike out the side. The 0-2 to McDougal. And he fouls it away. Woods came with the breaking ball low and outside and got McDougal to chase it. The count remains 0-2. Top of the 2nd in El Paso, and the Diablos and Rockhounds have played 1 scoreless inning. We're in the 4th with no score as Woods throws his 0-2 pitch low for ball 1. We've got the Texas League, the Major League Finals coming up shortly. 1 ball, 2 strikes on McDougal. A lefty Woods delivers, and it's popped in a short left. Can of corn for Carlos Duncan. He jogs in a few steps, reaches up, makes the catch, and Woods sets him down in order with 2 strikeouts here in the 4th inning. Pitchers dominating so far. We move into the bottom of the 4th and no score here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
He's Bob, the carpenter. He's smart. He's a pro, and he wants the best for his family. What does he do? Join the union. Bob knows that a union carpenter maximizes his earning power, gets family insurance, and a pension plan he can count on. Plus, a union carpenter has access to union training, learning new skills and advancing his career. Carpenters, pile drivers, floor layers, and millwrights. Join now and start enjoying the benefits. Call the Arkansas Regional Council of Carpenters at 501-568-2500 for more information.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry. First one to aisle 5 might be other Coke. Yeah, you're on. Tell Tony Stewart you jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop trapped in my car. Walter. Looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I beat you to register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
It's baseball season again. Listen to the sounds of Arkansas Travelers baseball.
Stop on the ground of the shortstop. Beck gets it. He goes to second for 1 out. Duncan to first. Whack him up. A double play. Drive. Right field. Way back. You gotta get out of here. And that, folks, is a game-winning homer. The Travelers win the game.
Sound like fun? Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Call 664-1555 or log on to Trav.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. KDXE, North Little Rock.
We return to action here in the bottom of the 4th inning at Ray Winder Field in Little Rock. No score. There's 6 hits between these two teams. Cameron Lowe and Jake Woods locking horns in a pitcher's duel thus far. Pretty early in this game. Number 3 hitter Nick Gorno leads off in the Travs 4th inning against Lowe. First pitch, he'll take a curve for a strike, 0-1. Big curveball from Lowe, and that got Gorno to back off. Nick hit into a double play, 5-4-3 to inning. One of two double plays Lowe has recorded tonight. The 0-1, swinging a foul off his own foot. Corneau in the hole at 0-2. Nick starting as the DH today. Made a spectacular catch in center field last night. He checked his left foot after that ball hit it. He's okay. Corneau robbed Drew Meyer of extra bases with a diving catch in right center yesterday. Just barely able to bring that in. Looked like he caught it off the grass. Waits on the 0-2 and pops it towards first. In foul territory, Fox runs out of room. The ball 6 rows into the opponent's dugout. Still 0-2 on Nick Corneau. Get to those major league scores here. On the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard, 2 finals, 1 from each league. San Diego ends the Pirates' winning streak at 4 in a row, winning in the first game of a double dip at PNC Park, 6-3. Brian Lawrence earned his 6th win. Trevor Hoffman saved his 11th. Corneau out in front of a pitch, fly ball to left field, coming in on him McKinley. It falls in front of him for a base hit. Corneau hustles the first, stops with a leadoff single. Corneau even out ahead of that fastball. And just kept his hands back enough to loop it into shallow left field. Travs have 5 base hits, but still haven't scored. Here's Dallas McPherson, who went after a first pitch fastball in the second to hit a double to right field. The other game that was a final, 6-5 Minnesota down Toronto at Skydome. Matthew Lecroy's pinch hit 9th inning grand slam put the Twins ahead for good. McPherson pops the first pitch towards the bullpen in left field. This will drop away from the bullpen just behind it. A couple of kids from the picnic terrace dive together, and they didn't crack heads. Trying to keep the cracking heads to a minimum in the picnic area, anywhere else around the ballpark. As McPherson steps back into the plate. Atlanta Braves still haven't scored a run. Struck out 18 times against Milwaukee's Ben Sheets on Monday. Yesterday had the perfect game thrown against them by Diamondback Randy Johnson. And now the Braves have gone scoreless for 7 more innings against Diamondback Brandon Webb. 4-0 Arizona in the 7th. McPherson swings a high drive to center. That one is back to the fence, and it is off the glove of Patrick Boyd. He left at the fence and couldn't bring it in. Here comes Corneau to score all the way from first, and McPherson to third with a run-scoring triple. Dead center field, McPherson hit one of those high, towering fly balls that Boyd almost brought in at the wall. But as he left for the ball, it kicked off the glove. McPherson makes it to third base with his 4th triple of the year. And the Travs finally break through for a run here in the 4th inning. McPherson is now 2 for 2 with a double and a triple. And 1 run batted in. Travs have a chance to make it 2-0. Infield comes halfway up. Jeff Mathis, the batter. He's 4 for 4 in the series. And he swings and misses at a curveball to start off, 0-1. Boy, McPherson hit that ball. You thought it had a chance to get out of here. Dead center field. The ball still carried as well. The 0-1. That's inside from Lowe. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mathis. Jeff raising his average above 320 now. 4 homers, 20 runs batted in. Now on a 6-game hit streak with 8 hits in his last 16 at-bats. Low to the stretch. McPherson is third, 1 away. And a pitch outside. Ball 2. Actually, no outs. Scoreboard said 1 away. There's actually nobody out. And a 2-1 count. Low ready once again. And the pitch is outside with a slider, ball 3. Lowe is pitching carefully to Mathis. And he's seen Jeff hit everything hard the last 2 days. And really starting to pick up his stroke. 3 balls, 1 strike. We'll see if they give him something to hit. To the plate, Lowe's fastball is low and outside, and Mathis takes the walk, reaching base for the 6th consecutive plate appearance in this series. Out to the mound goes the Rough Rider catcher Jeff Smith to speak with Lowe, who had allowed 4 hits and no runs in the first 3 innings, but has not retired a batter here in the 4th, letting the first 3 men reach Bourneau's single to start the inning on 0-2. McPherson's RBI triple to the center field fence, and Mathis takes the walk. Smith settles back behind the dish with first baseman Mike Elwert stepping in. Elwert struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. In a spot just like this, runners at the corners and nobody out. Infield will look to turn 2. Middle infielders are back. And a slider is outside to Elwert. He starts with ball 1. Elwert had a good series in Tulsa. 5 for 13 was swinging a good bat. Hit a home run, knocked in 2. Soon hit the ball hard pretty well. Didn't strike out. A 1-0 pitch. Elwert swings, fouls it off. Into the third base seat. 1 ball, 1 strike. But Elwert still has been unable to recover that slope that saw him hit in 9 games straight to start the year. He was working pretty hard earlier this afternoon with Ty Boykin and Tan Takayoshi. 1 ball, 1 strike. Elwert swings and misses at that curveball. Same pitch he struck out on 2 innings ago. And Lowe uses it to get ahead of him here in the 4th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-0 Travs here in the bottom of the 4th. RBI triple from Dallas McPherson. A 1-2 count on Elwert. And the pitch, curveball, chops towards third base. McDougal steps on third, no out there, throws to first base, and gets Elwert by a couple of steps. McPherson scores from third, and it's 2-0 Arkansas. Mathis gets to second base on the fielder's choice. Is reported 5-3 with the out at first. And Elwert knocks in his 17th of the year. All Elwert was looking to do was just put the ball in play. The Rough Riders had the infield back. Again, the worst thing that could have happened was a strikeout, and Elwert able to come through. Rusty pushes Mathis into scoring position for Rudy Gomez. First pitch swinging, a high fly to right field, and Will Smith misreads the ball. He overran it, and the ball goes over his head to the fence. Mathis will score from second base. Gomez trying for 3, and he slides into third. He is safe. It's a triple for Rudy Gomez, and it's 3-0 Arkansas. Smith just plain overran the ball in right field. Instead of going back, he came in 3 steps, and the ball was over his head by a long shot. Gomez knocks in his first run in his last 9 games, his 8th of the year, and the Travs have officially rallied here in the 4th inning. You think of the word rally in baseball definitions is scoring 3 runs in 1 inning, and this 4th inning is the first time the Travs have scored 3 runs in 1 inning in 96 innings. It's been over 10 games since the Travs actually had put a rally on the scoreboard, and they do it here today. Take a 3-0 lead here in the 4th inning and only 1 away, with Rudy Gomez at third base and Cameron Lowe is getting hit. His pitching coach Steve Luber joins him on the pitcher's mound along with the rest of the infield. Now, to be sure, Lowe shouldn't have allowed that check. That's the 3rd run here. There's no way Mathis should have scored. Gomez did hit the ball well, but he hit it right to where Smith was originally positioned. But with Will charging in on the ball instead of going back, he had no chance to make that catch. Catch charge an error because he wasn't really anywhere near the ball. Just a misjudgment, and Gomez gets the RBI triple. Jason Espedo will step to the plate. The infield draws in with 1 out. Espedo, left-handed hitter, pops out in the 3rd. First pitch, a slider inside, ball 1. Cameron Lowe had a 4-inning start, allowing 4 runs last time out against Wichita. Has trouble in the 4th again. Curveball to Espedo, low and in. 2 balls, no strikes in the Travs right fielder, who comes into the game hitting a Travs best .330. Tied with Bourneau for the team lead with 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. 2 balls, no strikes. Espedo swings. A hard smash to second. Backhanded by Bourgeois. What a play. They won't score, and Espedo is thrown out 4-3. Nothing else Espedo could have done as he jogs back into the dugout. He hit that ball a ton. Frustration on Espedo's face as he rips off his batting gloves and gets back into the dugout. Nice play by Bourgeois. Don't have that much reaction time when you're playing in. And he gets the second out. Now Carlos Duncan swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. A curveball, strike 1. 3 runs are in for the Travelers here in the 4th. RBI triple for Dallas McPherson. Mike Elworth knocks in a run and a ground out. And Rudy Gomez knocks the 3rd run home with a triple to right field. Nothing in 1 on Duncan, who singled in the 3rd and takes a high and inside fastball, 1-1. The Travs have a 3-run lead with their top starting pitcher, Jake Woods, looking pretty strong after 4 innings. Lows 1-1. Fastball pulled foul on the third base side. Duncan handcuffed on that and couldn't stay back. 1-2. I forgot about giving you the rest of the scores, but the Travs rallying here for the first time in a while. With 2 outs here, we'll have to postpone that scoreboard till next inning. And I promise it will come. 1-2 on Carlos. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Strike 3. The side is retired. But the Travs rally for 3 runs in 1 inning for the first time in 10 games. 3 runs on 3 base hits, no errors, and a runner left at third. Travelers 3 and the RoughRiders nothing. We move to the 5th on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Top Shoes has the largest selection and the lowest prices on shoes and boots for the entire family. Choose from a large selection. Rocky, Red Wing, Justin, Wolverine, Chippewa, and Carolina. Hunting boots, hiking boots, work boots, steel toes, metatarsal guards, linesman, electrical hazard, ESD, and uniform boots. Boots with Thinsulate, Cortex, and Crosstech blood and chemical-resistant boots. At Top Shoes, we have your boots. Join our Top Shoes Tip-Top Shoppers Club and receive free shoes.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. The root individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what to do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone. Nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
4 innings in the books. The 4th inning belongs to the Arkansas Travelers as they rally for 3 runs to take a 3-0 lead. Top of the 5th, here at Ray Winder, and Travs starting pitcher Jake Woods has allowed only 2 base hits. He's retired 8 of the last 10 batters he's faced, including Patrick Boyd in the 2nd inning, and Boyd leads off the 5th. Boyd, Will Smith, and Jason Bourgeois will bat in the 5th inning as Woods goes to the windup, and the Travs southpaw's first pitch of the inning is ripped towards third and past McPherson for a line drive hit to left field. Well, Boyd collects his first hit of the series, now 1 for 5. And it brings up right fielder Will Smith, who flied out to right field in the 2nd inning. 3 runs on 7 base hits for the Travelers, and the RoughRiders scoreless on 3 hits. Smith windmills the bat around. The Travs infield positions themselves for a double play. Woods from the stretch, and he gets a strike on the outside corner. Here are the games in progress in the American League. The White Sox leading Cleveland 8-3. In the bottom of the 6th inning, 1 homer in that game. Cleveland's Victor Martinez hit his 7th. Woods to the belt, Checks on the runner at first, and a curveball missing low, 1-1. Boston 4, Tampa Bay 1. Solo shots by Johnny Damon and Manny Ramirez. Ramirez with his 9th of the year. Boston a half game ahead of the Yankees. New York playing against the Angels tonight in Anaheim. Former Traveler John Lackey takes them out, looking for his 4th win. 1-1 to Smith, called strike on the breaking pitch, and Woods has Will Smith guessing. He wasn't swinging at that pitch with his weight already, leaning over the plate, 1-2. Royals lead Texas 2-1. Ken Harvey and Angel Baroa have hit home runs. Hank Blaylock hit his 11th long ball for the Rangers. The 1-2 to Smith is off the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Later tonight in the American League, Detroit and Oakland at Network Associates Coliseum. It'll be Mike Moroz looking for his 5th win against his 1 loss against Mike Redmond. Orioles and Mariners in Seattle tonight centered against Franklin. Woods with a show-me throw to first. Boyd gets back in standing up. Now we take a look at the National League scores. Second game of the doubleheader in Pittsburgh, and San Diego scored 4 runs in the top of the first. Lead the Pirates 4-0 after 2.5 innings. Smith swings, high fly to left field, charging towards the line is Duncan, and he makes a running catch for 1. Good job by Carlos, who has turned himself into an above-average outfielder. Played scoreless baseball to the top of the 8th inning. With Jeff Dupont pitching 6 shutout frames. Steve Traxel went 7. Cal Ellsworth now pitching for the Cardinals. Mike Stanton is on the mound for the Mets. Mets have won 4 of 5 games, bringing themselves to within a game of 500. Jason Bourgeois is the batter. Woods throws to first. And back in is Boyd, who led off the 5th inning with a single. Now with 1 out, Bourgeois bats 0 for 1. And a line drive to center in the 3rd inning, but Tommy Murphy made a leaping catch at the warning track. 3-0 Trav here in the 5th. Woods to the plate. The pitch is in there for a strike. Snap throw by Mathis to first. And Boyd gets... Cincinnati leads Colorado 2-0. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Philadelphia 9. Los Angeles 3 in the top of the 6th. Pat Burrow hitting his 9th home run. Burrow hit 2 homers yesterday, including part of a back-to-back home runs with Comey and Abreu. And the Dodgers are in a tailspin. They've dropped 5 in a row. And could actually fall into a tie for first place if San Diego completes the sweep of the Pirates and the Dodgers lose in Philadelphia. Another throw to first, and Boyd gets back. Patrick Boyd has only attempted 3 steals, and he's been caught twice. Woods into the stretch, and the 0-1. Bourgeois swings a ground ball, base hit to left field. Got it between 3rd and short. Duncan in left field picks it up, gets it back in. Bourgeois has his first hit of the series and just his 7th hit in his last 40 at-bats. So a couple of men on base here in the 5th inning for the RoughRiders. Their first inning with at least 2 runners on. Boyd and Bourgeois single with 1 out sandwiched in between, and here comes Josh McKinley. Finishing up our Major League scoreboard, Milwaukee trails Montreal 2-0 in the 4th inning. And Houston, in search of their 24th victory, is leading Florida 6-2. Lance Berkman hit his 7th home run. Esop Choi hit number 10 for the Marlins. McKinley bats right-handed, and he'll take the first pitch, called strike outside corner. McKinley hit the ball on a line drive in the 3rd inning. Hit it right to shortstop Alberto Caiazzo. McKinley's average a little below 211. 4 homers, 14 runs batted in. The 0-1 from Woods, just off the outside corner. Ball 1 after a fastball. McKinley comes from Windermere, Florida. Former first-round pick of Montreal. The 1-1. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. He was traded along with Chris Young, who will be the starting pitcher for Frisco tomorrow night. Young, also a former high draft pick of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Played basketball with Princeton University. 1 ball, 2 strikes on McKinley, 1 away. Infield looks for a double play. And a fastball blown by McKinley, swing and miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Jake Woods. And his 38th strikeout of the season against only 9 walks. Still holding a 3-0 lead, but number 9 batter Jeff Smith steps in. Smith collected his 3rd base hit of the series with a single in the 3rd inning, back up the box. Left-handed batter, and he'll take outside, ball 1. Good speed on the bases, Boyd at second, Bourgeois at first. Infield plays for Smith to pull the ball towards the second baseman. And he'll check swing, but take a strike on the slider. 1 ball, 1 strike. Never want to see a team come back with even 1 run after you put a rally on the scoreboard. Like to see the Travs keep this 3-run lead and try to add to it in the bottom of the 5th. Into the stretch, Woods checks second base. Boyd has a short lead. The 1-1 is inside, ball 2. Every once in a while, you see Woods get into a spot like this. He's got a couple of men on base. He does wiggle himself out of tough jams. But if runners on base, Woods holds average to a 2.11 average. The 2-1. Swinging a ground ball over the mound. Shortstop Kyle there to take it. Puts to Gomez at second, and that will end the 5th inning. So Woods pitches around a couple of base hits, leaving both runners on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 3-0 Arkansas. Here on the ticket, Total Sports, 1380.
Come out feasting, fishing, tackle, peace and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let's go singing, coffee and other books.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the Yellow Directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Not the other book.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The Arkansas Travelers remain here in Little Rock until next Tuesday. We finish off the homestand against the Wranglers next Tuesday. Join us this weekend against Wichita for the post-game fireworks display following Saturday's action. Sunday afternoon is a doubleheader starting at 2 o'clock with discount tickets available at local Academy Sports and Outdoors in West Little Rock. Also, AARP members get in for free on Sunday, showing the valid AARP membership card. The kids are on the bases after Sunday's action as well. That's here at Raywinder Field. Actually, kids run bases between the games on Sunday. Alberto Callaspo starts the 5th inning by taking a first pitch strike. Curveball from Cameron Lowe. It seems to be his most effective pitch tonight. Didn't use it enough in the 4th inning, allowing 3 runs on 3 hits. Callaspo takes that same curve for another strike, 0-2. Alberto is 0 for 2. Fouled out in the 1st inning, grounded out to first base in the 3rd. The 0-2 pitch. Alberto swings, fouls it off his own foot, staying alive, 0-2. Alberto's only struck out 10 times this year. It's did not strike out in his first 29 at-bats, and in his first 70, he only struck out 3 times. Very good bat control. All on the wrist, it seems. The 0-2. And that's downstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lowe is registered, 3 strikeouts. And Murphy to end the 3rd inning. Struck out Elward in the 2nd, with Duncan ending the 4th. Murphy on deck, then Gorneau. And Cayaspo swings, hits a high drive deep to right field and a curveball. That one is back, and it's going to hit the bottom of the fence. Extra bases for Cayaspo, and he'll pull up at second with a double. One time to the well too many for Cameron Lowe as Cayaspo was waiting for a curveball and golfed it for a leadoff 5th inning double. Base hit number 8 for the Arkansas Travelers, first for Cayaspo, and his first of the series as well. He's now 1 for 7. Center fielder Tommy Murphy singled in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd inning, and he has a chance to either move Cayaspo to 3rd or bring him in. Third baseman McDougal comes on the infield grass. Shortstop Meyer behind the runner. Backs up, huge gap towards the hole. Murphy shows bunt, offers and misses. Cayaspo will be picked off at second base. Jeff Smith, the catcher, with a snap throw to second, catching Cayaspo way off the bag. And so the Travs don't make much of that leadoff double as Cayaspo is picked off 2-6. First and foremost, Murphy missed the bunt on a curveball. He chopped at it and just completely missed. And I'm not sure if Cayaspo could tell if the ball was bunted or if it was missed. The 0-1 to Tommy Lowen inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cayaspo does seem to lose himself a little bit on the base path every once in a while as Murphy pops up the 1-1 towards 3rd. McDougal crosses into foul territory and halfway to the fence makes the catch for out number 2. Well, we've seen Cayaspo picked off at first base by the pitcher a couple of times this year. And it does take an accurate throw from either the pitcher or the catcher to pick off a runner. Usually a perfect throw, but still, you never feel like anybody should get picked off the bases. Nick Gorneau stands in and takes a first pitch strike. Nick bounced into a double play to end the 1st inning. Started off the 4th inning rally with a single to left. Eventually scored on McPherson's following triple. The 0-1 swinging a bouncing ball through the hole at shortstop and a base hit for left field for Nick Gorneau. His second base hit of the ball game. And we can really see he's coming out of that slump. Last 4 games counting today, Gorneau is 6 for his last 16. Actually 7 for his last 17. It's a little bit off today. A couple of numbers I've given have only been off by 1 digit. Here's McPherson at his 3rd at-bat of the day. He's doubled and tripled already. Toss over to first base, and Gorneau is safe. McPherson swung at the first pitch in both the 2nd and 4th innings. We'll see if Lowe comes with anything different. He's been feeding him fastballs early in the count. Now, if he's been paying attention to things, he'll start off with something slower. Next pitch, swing and a miss, a changeup, had McPherson out in front. 0-1. Went to a changeup on the first pitch. We'll see if Dallas gets a fastball to work with now. Cameron Lowe delivers. McPherson swings a fly ball to center, right to Patrick Boyd. Camps under it, makes the catch, and the Travs are scoreless here in the 5th inning. They waste Cayaspo's leadoff double as he's picked off by the catcher. For no singles, but he has stranded at first base. So we move into the 6th inning. It's the Travelers 3 and the RoughRiders nothing. This is the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Power up. Plug in. And you get that select club with that boosted in you lose. Power up at the electric Cowboy I-30, the Chico Road exit, where there's always something going on. Electric Cowboy open Wednesday through Sunday. Doors open at 7:30 each night. And just listen to all that's going on. Wednesday night, ladies' night. Ladies in the door by 10 p.m. get $5 cash. Plus, free dance lessons at 8 p.m. And enjoy $1.50 long necks till midnight. Then, Thursday nights at $1 long necks and $2 pitches. Plus, live music every Thursday night. Yeah, there's always something going on at the Electric Cowboy I-30 at the Chico Road exit.
Power up at the Electric Cowboy I-30 at the Chico Road exit. Doors open 7:30 Wednesday through Sunday. At the Electric Cowboy.
At Gary Eubanks and Associates, you've heard us talk about what we bring to the table. You ask what that means to you. Well, these verdicts and settlements are real results we've achieved for our clients, as large as $19 million for one case. While facts differ and results vary on each case, you should put this experience on your side. Insurance companies notice, and that creates settlement. And remember, at Gary Eubanks and Associates, we'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
Played 5 innings at Ray Winder Field, and the Arkansas Travelers hold a 3-0 lead against the Frisco RoughRiders. Here with totals after 5, the RoughRiders have scored no runs on 4 hits with no errors. Travelers with 3 runs scored on 9 base hits and no errors. Jake Woods takes them out once again, 5 innings. Woods allowing 4 hits. He has struck out 3 hitters, no walks. Hasn't allowed a run since May 3rd in a game against the El Paso Diablos. Woods pitched 7 shutout innings his last time out. Working on a string of, let's see here, 12 2/3 scoreless innings. First pitch strike to Edgar Gonzalez, who takes a slider, 0-1. Gonzalez doubled to start the game. Grounded out to end the third, right-handed batter. Swing at a pitch, ground ball towards McPherson, comes to the line, charges in, makes the play, fires across the diamond. Very strong throw. 1 away on 2 pitches here in the 6th. Oh, don't forget about the doubleheader coming up on Sunday. When you think of doubleheaders, one of the last pitchers ever to start both ends of a doubleheader, celebrating a birthday today. Here's Drew Myers showing bunt, runs through the box and fouls the bunt back on a fastball. He's 0 for 2 and starts with a strike. 56 years old today turns Al Santorini. Santorini born in 1948. He was actually the first player ever drafted by the Atlanta Braves. The 0-1 is fouled off the left side, strike 2. Of course, the amateur draft began in 1966. Santorini was selected by the Braves in the first round. Debuted with Atlanta in 68, only made it to 1 game. Arm problems kept him out the rest of the year. The 0-2 to Myers, swing and a miss, strike 3, balls in the dirt. Here comes Mathis with a throw to first base, and he gets the out. Myers strikes out for the second time. 2 gone in the 6th inning. Here's Jason Potts up next. Santorini only lasted that 1 year with Atlanta as the Padres selected him in the expansion draft the next year. Got up to San Diego that same season in 69. And in 1971 with San Diego, he started both ends of a doubleheader on May 26th. Potts a line drive down the left field line, fair ball, cut off in the corner by Duncan. He barehands, fires to second base, and Potts slides in. He's safe with a double. Just beat the tag from Rudy Gomez. Good throw by Duncan, 1 bounce to the second. But Potts was drinking double all the way, and he gets in there. His first hit of the ball game, now 1 for 3. And his 3rd extra base hit of the series. Santorini was starting the first game of that doubleheader basically on an attempt by his manager, Preston Gomez, to fool the Astros into putting in a whole bunch of left-handers as Santorini was a righty. First pitch to Marshall McDougal, a strike on the outside corner. And the Astros complied by having 7 lefties in the starting rotation. Gomez let Santorini face 1 batter. took him out of the game. Houston ended up winning that game 2-1 anyway. Fastball fouled back over the press box, strike two. Santorini went out and started the second game of that doubleheader, losing 8-0 to Houston. Well, actually, he didn't lose the first game of the double dip, but did something that nobody does anymore, starting both ends of a double dip, although that first start was a bit of a novelty. A slider from Woods, swing and a miss. McDougal out on strikes, and Jake Woods strikes out two here in the sixth inning, keeping Foss at second base after his two-out double. So we've played 5.5 here in Little Rock, and the Travs move to the bottom of the sixth inning, leading Frisco 3-0.
Looking for the perfect snack to go on with a game? Pick up America's #1 food craving and hit a home run with your family. With more than 300 varieties of cheese made right here in America, there are endless ways to cave to the crave. Stop by your local grocer for ideas on how to create mouth-watering appetizers that the entire family's going to love. Cheese is the perfect snack to accompany any game, and you'll be a winner with your family. The power of cheese.
Better burgers. Sonic's got them, others don't. Introducing Sonic's newest burger, the Little Cheese. 2 junior beef patties with 2 slices of smoky cheddar cheese. Add on lettuce and tomato, crispy bacon, and Sonic's own honey pepper sauce. And you've got a taste big enough to deserve the name, the Little Cheese. Try one today at participating Sonics. The new Little Cheese. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And if you're counting carbs, try Sonic's new carb-friendly bun. It's got all the taste without all the carbs.
I am a lead technician and work in quality control for a small electronics company. I supervise 4 technicians daily and direct the testing and calibration of products.
Matthew O'Mullane earned a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Automated Manufacturing Technology in 2002 and a Bachelor of Applied Science degree in Electronics Engineering Technology in 2003 from the ITT Tech in Indianapolis, Indiana.
ITT Tech has allowed me to get to where I eventually want to go.
Call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web at itt-tech.edu. ITT Technical Institute. Education for the future.
Travs move into the bottom of the sixth inning, leading the Frisco RoughRiders 3-0 at Ray Winder Field. Travs scored all 3 of their runs in the fourth inning. It was Jeff Mathis scoring the third run after a walk came across the plate on Rudy Gomez's triple to right field. Mathis leads off the sixth and takes a strike on the inside corner from Cameron Lowe. Well, this is Mathis' 7th plate appearance this series. He's gone 4 for 4 with 2 walks and has not been retired yet by a Rough Rider pitcher. The 0-1 swinging a grounder back to the mound. Nice play by Lowe as he retires Mathis for the first time this series. But Jeff hit the ball right on the money, so he certainly is showing that he's coming around with the bat. Never really had a batting average under 280 at any point this year, but Mathis has been up and down. Right now, he's going through one of those peaks. 1 out, bottom of the sixth, as nightfall has settled in quite comfortably to Central Arkansas. First pitch temperature was 79 degrees as Elward pops one out of play for a strike. Mike struck out in the second. Fielder's choice to third base in the fourth inning, knocked in a run. Still 78 degrees here. The winds have died down to almost nothing. Another fastball, and this for a strike on the outside corner on Elward, 0-2. Well, going back to the fastball on that second pitch, I think he's pretty much been staying away from first pitch heaters. Backs off the plate. And now steps back on top, all 6'7" of him. And the 0-2 to Elward. Swinging a fly ball, hits the right field, got that one pretty well. That one close to the line, and foul. Bounces foul just away from Will Smith, the right fielder who gave chase. Elward hit that off the end of the bat, and he knew there was no chance for Smith to get there. Only question was whether it was going to bounce fair or foul. And it ends up still with a count of 0-2. Well, I was mentioning about Al Santorini, who was one of the last pitchers to start both ends of a doubleheader in the major leagues. The last pitcher to do that was Wilbur Wood, the famous knuckleballer with the White Sox. Started both ends of a doubleheader on July 20th, 1973, losing both games to the Yankees, 12-2 and 7-0. A knuckleballer can do that. check swing on Elwood on the 0-2. They appeal to first base, and Colon rings him up. So Elwood strikes out for the second time today. 2 outs in the 6th inning. And out to the mound goes the catcher, Jeff Smith. Rudy Gomez up next. Now, you've seen plenty of pitchers pitch in both ends of a doubleheader, usually the relievers, of course, but seeing a pitcher start both ends of a doubleheader is a very rare occurrence. If it's going to happen in the major leagues, it would be someone like Tim Wakefield. First pitch to Gomez, swing and a miss, strike 1. Rudy bounced into a double play to end the 2nd inning, leaving Dallas McPherson at third base. In the 4th inning, he came up, Mathis at second and 1 out, and hit a deep fly to right field that Will Smith misread, and it ended up getting past him for a triple. There's a strike on the outside corner as Lowe has settled in here in the 6th. 2 outs, bases empty. 3-0 Arkansas. First action of the game in the Rough Rider bullpen. A right-hander getting ready. The 0-2 to Gomez. Check swing. Line of foul on the right side. Rudy trying to hold back in a high, tight fastball, but ball still found the bat anyway. Even Rowe is throwing in the Frisco bullpen. Rowe goes back to the windup. He kicks and delivers a curve, low and away. 1-2 on the trap second baseman, Rudy Gomez. His 4th inning triple produced his first RBI in his last 9 games and his 8th run batted in of the year. Still no homers. Over Trav without one. 1-2 in the dirt, ball 2. Believe it or not, the Travs actually have hit the most home runs in the Texas League, 31. El Paso, San Antonio, and Tulsa have hit 29 home runs. Frisco, after hitting 4 yesterday, got their 28. Gomez swings a high drive, deep but foul to left field. And it's still a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Gomez gunning a new bat out of the dugout. Walks back to the batter's circle. Crosses right in front of the catcher, Jeff Smith. Takes a look at Lowe. Practice swing for Gomez. And Rudy steps back in. Lowe with the ball in his bare hand. Brings it into the glove. Big right-hander's 2-2 pitch. Another foul ball as Gomez handcuffed on that fastball and on his hand. Still 2-2. Gomez battling low here in the 6th inning. The next pitch, 3-4, poked into shallow center, and Gomez has his second base hit. Great at-bat for Rudy Gomez. Fouling away a couple of tough pitches, and then blooping a fly ball to center for the Travs' 10th base hit. So Lowe gives up 10 hits for the first time this season. He's only pitched 5 2/3 innings, so we're seeing the Travs break out a little bit. Well, they still haven't got past those 3 runs. Here's Jason Espedo, who's 0 for 2. Second baseman Bourgeois plays pretty deep now as Espedo swings. Hits a ground ball to the first baseman. Spots in front of the bag, spears it. Steps on first, ending the Travs' 6th inning. Gomez stranded after his 2-out single. And the Travs hold a 3-0 lead against the Rough Riders. We go to the 7th on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
And allergies come with sinus pain. My Claritin just doesn't have it.
My Benadryl doesn't have it either.
Even my prescription allergy medicines don't have it.
Only Advil Allergy Sinus has it. It's the first and only allergy medicine with the pain-relieving power of Advil. So you get allergy relief plus advanced medicine for sinus pain. That's 2-way relief.
Now I know what all the others are missing. Advil for my sinus pain.
Advil Allergy Sinus. Don't just stop allergies. Stop allergies that hurt.
Are you self-employed and successful at what you do? It's great being your own boss, huh? But you may have noticed a downside, like trying to find health insurance. If you're self-employed, you might not even have health insurance. That's why you need to join the NASE, the National Association for the Self-Employed. When you belong to the NASE, you have access to an endorsed health insurance plan. You're free to choose your own doctors and hospitals. And are you listening? When you reach age 65, you can get back all your premiums minus your claims with our optional return of premium benefit. Join the NASE. Call 1-877-735-6965 right now. Here it is again, 1-877-735-6965. In addition to these benefits, you get access to over 100 other business and personal benefits. Look, if you're self-employed, call the NASE, 1-877-735-6965. Endorsed health insurance is underwritten by the Mega Life and Health Insurance Company, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Optional benefits require additional premium. 1-877-735-6965.
Perfect night for baseball in Central Arkansas. So far, a well-played game. Bill Elson here with you on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. We get to the seventh. Travelers lead 3-0 against the RoughRiders. Patrick Boyd leads off. Jake Woods in his seventh inning of work. First pitch of the inning for Woods is outside for a ball. Boyd bats fifth in the order. Will Smith and Jason Bourgeois follow. 5 hits against Woods. Boyd with one of them. And the 1-0 pitch missing inside, ball 2. Woods hasn't walked a batter yet. He's been very aggressive in the strike zone. Hasn't really worked very deep in the count today. The 2-0, and Boyd takes the fastball for strike 1. In fact, Boyd is only the second batter that Woods has fallen behind 2-0. Here's the 2-1, and that's downstairs for ball 3. No action yet in the Travs bullpen. Pitchers available for today: Marco Sullivan, Jonathan Rowenhurst, Willie Colazo, Cam Esslinger. Jake's 3-1 pitch. Swinging a pop-up left side of the infield. In foul territory, Mathis calls off McPherson, and Jeff makes the catch in front of the third base foul fence for the first out of the inning. Good job by Mathis. That is such a tough play for catchers to make. And really, catchers are expected to bring in all those pop-ups, but it's so much tougher for the catcher to find the pop-up than any infielder. Simply because no other infielders are squatting down on their knees. One away in the seventh. Will Smith steps in. He's 0 for 2, left-handed batter against the lefty Woods. First pitch, pop fly, shallow left. Can of corn for Duncan. Comes in a few steps in front of Alberto Cayasco and makes the catch for out number 2. Woods gets 2 outs rather quickly here in the 7th inning. He has yet to work into the 8th inning this year. He's gone 7 innings 4 times, including his last start against the Tulsa Drillers. Jason Bourgeois steps up next. RoughRiders still have Rowe warming up in the bullpen. It looks like it'll be Stephen Rowe replacing Cameron Lowe. First pitch strike at the letters to Bourgeois. Lined out to center in the 3rd inning and singles to left in the 5th. RoughRiders scoreless through 6 innings. The 0-1 called strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch from Woods, painting that outside blast. Woods will look to get the game into the 7th inning stretch as he's ahead of Bourgeois, and here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball line drive over Cayasco, who just missed it. He leaps in the air, but it ends up in center field for a 2-out single. Bourgeois is now 2 for 3. Well, it was the 7th inning yesterday where the RoughRiders did most of their damage, scoring 5 of their 8 runs, with 4 of their 11 base hits. Most of that against the Travs bullpen, however. It looks like Jake Woods will at least finish the 7th and come on to pitch the 8th. Josh McKinley stands in. He's 0 for 2. Lined out to Cayasco in the 3rd inning and struck out swinging in the 5th. Right-handed hitter takes high from Woods, ball 1. All 3 Arkansas runs scored in the 4th inning. First 3-run rally for the Travs in over 10 games. Jake's 1-0. Out in front of it, McKinley fouls a changeup off the end of the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. Travs have dropped 9 of their last 11 games. Meanwhile, the Frisco RoughRiders have moved to 10-7 in the month of May after a disastrous month of April, in which they dropped 14 of 21. 1 ball, 1 strike to McKinley. He'll swing at the pitch, chopper towards the hole. Short McPherson couldn't get it. He was able to cut it off, but it bounces in and out of his glove, and the runners are safe. Bourgeois to second, McKinley to first. Charge and error for McPherson for an inability to squeeze the ball. McPherson, who's been working very diligently at third base on his defense, still commits the error. His 8th of the year. And the door is left open for the Frisco RoughRiders. They're going to bring in a pinch hitter. Jeff Smith was supposed to hit, but Tim Ireland instead will use a pinch hitter, and Titus Meadows, who homered and knocked in 2 runs yesterday, will come up to bat. That also means that the RoughRiders will need to put a new catcher in for the bottom of the 7th inning. And McKinley is their only other catcher. They might have a couple of defensive changes next inning. Here comes Meadows. Meadows, a Texas League All-Star last year, is a Wrangler outfielder. Now in his first year with the Texas Rangers organization, batting .196 in 13 games with 2 homers and 7 RBIs. He represents the tying run. Jake Woods working from the stretch. Gets the sign. Runners at first and second. And the first pitch to Meadows. Outside, ball 1. Meadows starting off very slowly this year and has not found an everyday spot in the lineup after he was penciled into the lineup every day last year with Wichita as either an outfielder or a DH. Pretty dangerous hitter with good power. The 1-0. Meadows swings, pops it up on the infield towards first base. Elward crosses into foul territory. Close to the fence, he has room, and Elward makes the catch. That'll end the 7th inning. And the RoughRiders strand 2 men on the bases. 3-0 Travelers, bottom of the 7th here at Ray Winder Field, and time to stretch him on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Del Monte, Harvest Foods, and the Trabs have stepped up to the plate with a home run offer for family fun. Free Trabs tickets are available for any Del Monte Harvest Foods family night throughout the season.
The next Del Monte Harvest Foods family game is Sunday, May 23rd, when the Trabs take on Wichita at 2 p.m. Get a free ticket for every label or cash register receipt showing purchase of a Del Monte product. That's Sunday, May 23rd at 2 p.m. for the next Del Monte Harvest Foods family day.
He joined the Air Force in 1964 and served in Vietnam. He commanded forces in the far corners of the globe. Rising through the ranks, he served as a 3-star general at the Pentagon. You'd think 30 years of distinguished service would be plenty. But if you're Norman G. Leasy, Lieutenant General, retired United States Air Force, that's just the beginning. Today, he's pursuing a new career as Walmart's Vice President of National Government Relations. Norm's journey took him near and far, through Asia, Scandinavia, Europe, the Middle East, and Webster University, where he earned a master's degree that served him well in his career. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge, for real-world success.
For more information about graduate degrees from Webster University in Little Rock, visit them on the web at webster.edu or call them 800-828-2598.
Pardon the late arrival back on the scene here, folks. I get the same take now to the ball game with the 2,200 paid that came to the ballpark tonight to see the Trabs lead 3-0 into the bottom of the 3rd inning. New pitcher comes on for the RoughRiders, replacing Cameron Lowe. New pitcher is right-hander Stephen Rowe, who stands 6'3", 216 pounds. Pretty short comparatively for the rest of the pitching staff. Imagine how Eric Thompson feels, who's going to start the series finale on Friday night. Thompson is 5'9". On the pitching staff, where the second shortest member is Kelvin Jimenez at 6 foot tall, and then you have a 6'2" man. Then a bunch of 6'4", 6'5" pitchers mixed in. A 6'10" giant. Chris Young is going to pitch tomorrow. Cameron Lowe is 6'7", and started and pitched the first 6 innings today. Lowe going 6 innings, allowing all 3 runs. They're all earned. 10 base hits, the most hits he's allowed this year. Walked only 1 batter, and Lowe struck out 4. He would stand to be the losing pitcher. First pitch of the inning, Kayaspo bunts it. It'll roll foul with third, where McDougal comes in and kicks it away. There have been a couple of changes defensively as Josh McKinley comes in from left field. He's now behind the dish as the catcher. Titus Meadows takes over in left field. So Jeff Smith, who was pinch hit for by Meadows, who popped out to end the seventh inning. Again, Meadows in left field, and McKinley is behind the dish. Again, McKinley had never caught a professional game until this year. Carlos Duncan stepping in with an 0-1 count after he tried to bunt his way on. Duncan is 1 for 2. Steven Rowe from the windup is pitched downstairs. Appearance number 14 for Rowe. 1 win, no losses. Earned run average at 470. Native of Lubbock, Texas. That's right, and our fill-in PA announcer, John Evans, an alumni of Texas Tech, sticks out his gun. Swinging a foul off by Duncan, 1-2. Lubbock was mentioned as a possible moving place for the El Paso Diablos. Not going to happen. 1-2 to Kayaspo inside, 2-2. I know Lubbock's been in the Texas League before. And pretty much every city in the state of Texas has at one point had a team. 2-2 pitch. Duncan fouls it back. Duncan stays alive at 2-2. Kayaspo on deck, then Tommy Murphy. Back to the windup, the kick and the pitch, a curveball, handcuffed Duncan, and he was fooled on that, but he does foul it into the first base seat. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let's see, Lubbock, Texas. You know what? They might not have ever had a Texas League team. Oh, imagine that. You would think Lubbock would have had a Texas League team in a league that is named after its home state, as Duncan fouls another one past third base this time. Still 2-2. Especially in the Texas League being around since 1888, you'd think that 1 year Lubbock might have had a team, but apparently not. And it's not going to happen anytime soon. If the Diablos are going to move, they're moving to Springfield, Missouri. 2-2 on Duncan. He leads off the bottom of the 7th and fouls another pitch back. We've seen 8 pitches and fouled off 5 of them here. More action in the Frisco bullpen. Got another right-hander getting ready. And he doesn't have his number on the uniform on the roster. Duncan grounds to shortstop. Meyer picks it up 2 steps towards the hole and fires across, retiring Duncan, and there's 1 away. I'll bring to the top of the order once again in Kayaspo. See, that man's wearing number 16. We do not have a number 16 on our roster for Frisco. Always just that masked man. Kayaspo steps back to the plate. Back left-handed. 1 for 3. Pops up the first pitch. Close to the bullpen. That's going to end up out of play. Strike 1. It's probably Jason Andrew getting ready in the bullpen. And the new roster that the RoughRiders sent us, it says he wears number 99, and only Wayne Gretzky wears number 99. No pitchers do. Curveball for a strike to Kayaspo, 0-2. What kind of a number is 99 in baseball? It's a very high number. 0-2 to Kayaspo, swinging a liner over short, down in the left field, base hit. Second hit of the game for Kayaspo, and the 11th for the Arkansas Travelers. Bring up Tommy Murphy. Only 2 traps in the lineup today without a base hit. Mike Elward, who's 0 for 3, though he did knock a run home with a fielder's choice in the 4th inning. And Jason Espino, who also is 0 for 3. Murphy is 1 for 3, had a first inning single.
Since then, he has struck out and fouled out to third. Stephen Rowe into the stretch with Kayaspo, a short lead at first. Murphy fouls the first pitch out of play for a strike. Nothing Arkansas, 11 trap base hits, only 6 for the RoughRiders. Frisco enters today's action with the lowest batting average team-wise in the Texas League at 249. One of the main reasons they've been winning this month is home runs. And more homers than any team in the league over the month of May. Here's the 0-1 to Murphy, swinging a soft line to center. It's down, a base hit. 2 singles in a row for Kayaspo and Murphy, and the Traps have a little business working here in the 7th inning. Bring up Nick Gorneau, who's 2 for 3, and starting to really feel it at the plate these days. Counting today, in his last 4 games, Gorneau is 7 for 17. I mentioned Frisco has hit the most homers in the league this month at 18. 10-7, they're tied for the second best record in the league this month. Along with the Midland Rockhounds, and the Traps have the worst record in the league this month at 6-11. First pitch to Gorneau, swing and a miss. Way big swing by Nick. Really nowhere near it, nothing in 1. Nick hit it to a double play to end the first inning, and since then he's been perfect. Started the 4th with a leadoff single to left, scored on McPherson's following triple. And Gorneau also singled with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Now 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners at first and second. Rowe checking second twice. His pitch, a curve, fouled back to the screen. Strike 2. Gorneau checks around on his batting gloves, readjusts them. It has been a long time since Arkansas scored 5 runs in 1 game. They're a couple of hits away here in the inning of making it a 5-run lead. Rowe will step off the rubber. Traps haven't scored 5 runs in a game since May 8th. Coincidentally, that's the last game Casey Cochran played in a Traps uniform. I think that has something to do with it. Traps haven't been able to generate big inning. The 0-2 is high, ball 1. Traps have come close a couple of times. They've never scored less than 2 runs since Cochran left. They've only scored 4 runs once. Sitting on 3 right here. Is a 3-0 lead enough? The way Woods is pitching, certainly. Now, we've seen all sorts of ways for a team to lose a game over the last week and a half. Gorneau balances himself back into the batter's box. He's choking up a 1/4 inch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch is high and inside, and Gorneau had to duck underneath it. Pitch got away from Rowe. No way is he throwing at Gorneau with his team trailing by 3 runs. And he desperately needs to get it out. 2-2 on the Traps' designated hitter. Gorneau's played spectacular in the outfield. Just worrying about hitting now. Still soaking up that same 1/4 inch. The 2-2 pitch. Swinging him in. The curveball strikes him out. Nice sharp pitch from Stephen Rowe for the second out of the inning. Here comes the RoughRider pitching coach, Steve Luber. He wants to chat with Rowe on how to pitch with McPherson. McPherson's been torturing the RoughRiders today. Second inning double, 4th inning RBI triple. That knocked in the first run of the game. And McPherson scored 2 batters later when Mike Elworth bounced out to third base. Quick check of the Texas League scores on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. The 2 finals from earlier this afternoon. Tulsa grabs a share of first place, beating Wichita 6-4. Round Rock beat San Antonio 2-1 to get revenge for the shutout yesterday. Right now in the top of the 6th inning in El Paso,
The Midland Rockhounds and the Diablos are tied at 2. Here in the bottom of the 7th at Ray Winder Field, Dallas McPherson steps up to the plate with 2 outs and 2 traps on the bases. Alberto Caiapo at second, Tommy Murphy at first. Rowe goes to the stretch and his first pitch, a curve high and outside. Only time today McPherson was retired. His 5th inning at bat where he flied out to center. Big left-handed hitter, standing a little bit taller in the box than usual. Not so hunched over. He's leaning back now. And the 1-0 is a curve off the outside corner again, ball 2. Infield slightly positioned for McPherson to pull the ball. Meyer, the shortstop position behind Caiapo at second. Big gap for short. The 2-0 to Dallas. He'll take it slow, ball 3. Rowe has gone about as far as he can without loading the bases here in the 7th inning. Waiting on deck, Jeff Mathis, who's been retired only once this series and is swinging a very hot bat. The 3-0. Outside, ball 4. Load him up. A 4-pitch walk to McPherson loads the bases for Jeff Mathis. So the Travs with a beautiful chance to break the game wide open here in the 7th inning. They've loaded the bases with 2 outs against Stephen Rowe and their hottest hitter, Jeff Mathis. He's 1 for 2 today. Single and a walk, a run scored, and a hot shot in the 6th inning, which was smothered at the pitcher's mound by Lowe. First pitch. Jeff will take it high and tight. Ball 1. Mathis hits with the bases loaded for the 4th time this year. He's 0 for 3 with a couple of sac flies. Travs at .333 with the bases jammed. No grand slams this year. Into the stretch, Rowe checks on third, now to the plate. Mathis swings, hits a fly to left, got it off the end of the bat. That one hooks foul and ends up out of play. Good swing by Jeff, but a little too far in front of the off-speed delivery. 3-0 Travelers in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rowe gets a new baseball. Circles around the mound, collecting his thoughts. Runners to their bases. Caiapo at third, Murphy at second, McPherson at first. Mathis with 5 runs batted in over his last 6 games. The 1-1. Hit it off the end of the bat into the first base seats, foul. Strike 2. Breaking ball by Rowe, and he's had Mathis out in front of the last 2 pitches. And Rowe trying to get out of the 7th inning unscathed. Right-handed pitcher is ready to go in the bullpen. Rowe working on a 1-2 count. Mathis ready. They're going to pitch him on the outside corner. And the delivery in the dirt on a curveball, 2-2. Even when Mathis is not making it on base right now, he's still making the infielders or outfielders work. And he's making Rowe work here in the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rowe gets his sign and into the stretch. Caiapo comes down from third. The pitch, the line drive to left field. Meadows is there to make the catch. So again, Mathis right on the baseball, but flies out to left field. The Travs friend. 3 runners on base in a scoreless 7th. And we go to the 8th with Arkansas leading the Frisco RoughRiders 3-0 here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows you're patient.
You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then, run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at Ag Pro Central, Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
I am the port in the storm.
I am the line in the sand.
I am the rescuer in the dark.
I am the enforcer of the seas.
I am the defender of the homeland. In the United States Coast Guard and Coast Guard Reserve, you are the first line of defense against threats to our American way of life. To become one of us, call toll-free 1-877-NOW USCG or visit gocoastguard.com.
We are the shield of freedom. We are the United States Coast Guard.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball on the ticket. Total Sports 1380, KDXE, North Little Rock.
Jake Woods returns for his 8th inning of work. In fact, no Trav starting pitcher has gone into the 8th inning yet this year. Jake Woods is the first Trav pitcher to work over 7 innings in the 2004 season. Woods holding a 3-0 lead for the Travs against Frisco and facing the RoughRiders top of the order. Edgar Gonzalez leads off. He's 1 for 3 with Drew Meyer and Jason Botts following. Woods has allowed 6 base hits, no walks, and has struck out 4 hitters, as Gonzalez goes opposite field with a fly ball that slices out of play for strike 1. Woods has been working ahead of the count for pretty much the entire game. Falling behind 2-0 only twice. Gonzalez started the game with a double to left. Ended up getting doubled off at third to end the inning, as he fouls another one off the right side, strike 2. First action of the game in the Travs bullpen as lefty Jonathan Rowenhurst gets loose. In the ideal situation, you'd see Woods go 8 innings and then Rowenhurst come on to save it in the 9th. 0-2 on Gonzalez. Woods delivers. Check swing and a high fastball. Appeal to first. Colon says no swing. Good call by Delphine. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Woods peering in from on top of the glove. Hands over the head, the kick, and the 1-2, a changeup outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And we'll see that changeup, still the strength of Woods late in the game. He's been effective with all his pitches. Sinker, breaking balls, and the changeup. Here's the 2-2 from the lefty. And Gonzalez chops it slowly towards third base. McPherson comes in on the second bounce, gets it, lines up and fires to first and retires Gonzalez. Second time in a row that Gonzalez has grounded out to Dallas. 1 away. Bring up Drew Meyer. Meyer is 0 for 3 on the series. He's 1 for 8 with the 1 hit, a huge hit. The solo home run, the 3-run homer in the 7th inning yesterday. Left-handed batter, McPherson draws in. First pitch, grounded ball to the second baseman, Gomez. Right to Rudy. He takes care of it and throws to first base for the second out. 2 outs. Well, the Braves finally scored runs. In fact, they did it in the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing 4-0 against Arizona, and they rally for 4 to tie the ball game. They've been about 18 innings since they've scored a run. I say rallied for 4 runs in the 8th, not the 9th. Julio Franco hit a 2-run homer to tie the ball game. The pitch gets in there for a strike to Botts, who's 1 for 3. 3-0 Travelers here in the top of the 8th inning. Woods to the windup and now to the plate. Botts takes low. Botts lined out to shortstop in the first inning. That was the closest that the RoughRiders came to scoring a run. But Gonzalez strayed too far from third after the line out and was doubled off. Botts has also struck out and doubled. And he'll take a pitch in front of the plate, ball 2. So they are in the 11th inning in Atlanta, 4-4. Diamondbacks and Braves tied. 10th inning at Wrigley Field. The Cubs and the Giants tied at 3. Houston beats Florida 10-2. 2-1 to Botts. Missed the outside corner. Ball 3. Rain delay in Montreal right now in the 6th inning. It's 4-2 Milwaukee. Where they built a stadium with a roof in Montreal, but of course that roof collapsed a couple of years ago. 3-1 pitch on the way to Botts, and he'll take it for a strike as Woods comes with a fastball challenging the powerful switch-hitting Botts. Philadelphia 9-4 leading the Dodgers in the 9th inning. Dodgers about to lose their 6th consecutive game. Padres probably will grab a share of first place. They're leading Pittsburgh 5-1 in the second game of doubleheader. Grounder over the mound, second baseman Gomez couldn't get to it. It kicked over his glove and gets into center field. Gomez was positioned for that ball. He was shaded up the middle. He tried to backhand it. It got over his glove. Award a base hit to Botts, and here comes Kernan Ronan out to the mound. We'll go through the rest of the scores. The Cardinals beat the Mets 1-0. Mets had won 4 of 5 games with St. Louis. It's the only run of the game in the top of the 8th inning. RBI by Scott Rowland, who went 2 for 4. His batting average is now .350. Tony Womack 3 for 4. Edgar Renteria scored the game's only run. Jeff Dupont gets a no decision with a 6th inning, 4-hit performance. Cal Eldred got the win, 2 shutout innings for the former Diablo. Steve Klein earned his first save. Mike Stanton took the loss, dropping to 0-1. Marshall McDougal steps in, right-handed batter, 0 for 3. Jake Woods to the stretch, now to the plate, swinging a chopper towards Caiazzo, makes the play on the second bounce, flips to Gomez at second, and that forces out Botts. That's 8 shutout innings thrown by Jake Woods. He and the Arkansas Travelers hold a 3-0 lead as we move to the bottom of the 8th on the ticket. Total Sports 1380.
Frank, what are you doing here? Wife sent me. We're out of Coke. You? Sorry. First one to aisle 5, like the other. Coke. Yeah, you're on. Joe, Tony Stewart, you jumped the green flag again. Hey, stop throwing cereal boxes at me. Whatever, stop drafting my car. Yeah, that's looks like you're buying me that Coke.
NASCAR fans have a one-track mind.
Case of Coke says I do choose a register.
Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Coke, real.
Better burgers. Sonic's got them, others don't. Introducing Sonic's newest burger, the Little Cheese. 2 junior beef patties with 2 slices of smoky cheddar cheese. Add on tomato, crispy bacon, and Sonic's own honey pepper sauce. And you've got a taste big enough to deserve the name today at participating Sonics. The new Little Cheese. It's not just good, it's Sonic good. And if you're counting carbs, try Sonic's new carb-friendly bun. It's got all the taste without all the carbs.
There's the line that's sitting on the way, and you can get the Trans online at www.trans.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league football's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Trans game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Trans online at trans.com. Purchase tickets, grab souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you can buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.trans.com.
Back at Raywinder Field at 7.5 innings, it's a 3-0 lead for the Arkansas Travelers. Phil Elson with you here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. The RoughRiders bring a new pitcher onto the ball game. Right-hander Jason Andrew. Andrew standing 6'1", 160 pounds from Tacoma, Washington. He replaces Stephen Rowe, who topped scored the 7th inning. Mike Elwood starts the 8th by fouling off the first pitch for a strike. Andrew, pitching at his 3rd level of the Rangers farm system, started at single-A Stockton, going 5-2 at the Ports and a 159 earned run average. and one appearance in Oklahoma. Elward takes a changeup low and inside, ball one. Elward 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and an RBI, fielder's choice. Andrew, a free agent signed by the Rangers from Pacific Lutheran in June of 2002. The right-hander pitch is fouled off by Elward. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Andrew takes over for Rowe, who went about as far as he could go in the 7th without allowing a run. 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Doesn't figure in the decision. The starting pitchers right now, the pitchers are records. Elward takes low and away and runs the count to 2-2. Rudy Gomez on deck, and then Jason Espedo as the Travs look to add to a 3-run lead. The pitch, low and outside, the curveball missing, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Andrew just added to the RoughRiders roster right before today's game. And starts in the bullpen for the Frisco team. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Elward takes ball 4 on the slider, high and outside. Third walk issued to the Travs batters today. First that Elward takes his 4th of the year. Rudy Gomez comes on. Been a while for Rudy to collect 2 hits in a ball game. Actually had 3 hits 2 days ago, but before that it had been about 2 weeks since Rudy had a multi-hit game. RBI triple in the 4th inning, 2-out single in the 6th. And a double play hit into in the 2nd. He'll show bunt, take low and outside, ball 1. Pitching of Jake Woods today is the main reason the Travs are leading 3-zip. Opportunistic offense in the 4th inning for the Arkansas Travelers, something we hadn't seen in a while, taking advantage of multiple runners in scoring position. Here's the 1-0 to Gomez, showing bunt. He bunts it in the air, but it gets down towards first. Fox will pick it up. Waits for Bourgeois to cover at first base. He just gets there, and the flip is in time for out number 1. Elward advances to second on Gomez's sacrifice. Now it goes 3-4 at first base. Brings up outfielder Jason Espedo. Espedo 0 for 3 today. Grounded out twice, popped out as well. First pitch on the way, and Espedo swings. Hits a high fly to right field. Will Smith back to the warning track, and he's there to make the catch. Elward tags from second base. Throw to third is going to get cut off, and Mike is safe at third. Espedo hits to the track in right field. 2 outs in the 8th inning, and Duncan is up next. Rowenhurst begins to throw once again in the bullpen. So that'll lead us to believe that Jake Woods will not come back for the 9th inning. It'll be up to Rowenhurst to nail down a save. It'll be a save if he comes into the game and the Travs are leading 3-0. It won't be a save if Duncan drives Elward home. Duncan is 1 for 3. First pitch, curve outside, ball 1. Carlos singled in the 3rd inning, struck out in the 4th, and grounded out in the 7th. 3 runs on 12 base hits for the Arkansas Travelers. No runs on 7 hits for Frisco. The 1-0 to Duncan, swing and a miss, the curve, strike 1. Seven RBIs on the season for Carlos Duncan in 18 games. Has some room up the middle with the middle infielders playing back. The 1-1 pitch, fastball low, 2-1. When Frisco comes to bat in the 9th inning, they'll send their number 5 hitter to lead off, Patrick Boyd, with Will Smith and Jason Bourgeois following. They don't get to that power part of the order yet. Duncan hits a little screamer down the first base line, picked up by Botts. He steps on first to end the inning. Travelers strand Elward at third base. They manage not to add to the 3-run lead. It's 3-0. Arkansas leads going into the 9th inning. After this, on the ticket, Total Sports 1380.
tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Cloud and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see.
When it comes to making their buying decisions, people today let their fingers do the walking through Yellow Book Yellow Pages. It's no wonder. Yellow Book's packed with money-saving coupons, restaurant menus, and vital community info. And with more ads than ever before, it has everything you need right at your fingertips. It's easy to spot. Just reach for the yellow directory with the map on the cover and join the smart shoppers who choose Yellow Book, not the other book. Put your business in Yellow Book. Call 1-800-YB-YELLOW.
Not the other book.
You're bored. Nothing to do. Nothing on the tube. The same old blah, blah, blah.
Arkansas Travelers Baseball is here for its new season. Great professional baseball, great food, and the most affordable entertainment in Arkansas. So get off your feet and get out of the house for baseball and a whole lot more. Look for special promotions and free tickets at local retailers for the best deal in town. Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Call 664-1555 or log on to Travs.com.
Comes down to the top of the ninth inning, and the Arkansas Travelers leading against the Frisco RoughRiders by the score of 3-0. Phil Elson with you here on the ticket. Total Sports 1380. The Travs get into their much-maligned bullpen. Coming out with Jonathan Rowenhurst, who has been effective this year with 4 saves and a 190 earned run average. Rowenhurst takes over for Jake Woods, who had the strongest start of the season any Traveler. 8 shutout innings against Frisco. 7 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts. He hasn't allowed a run in his last 15 innings. Woods would be in line for his team-leading 5th win of the season if Rowenhurst can nail this game here in the ninth. First batter he'll face center fielder Patrick Boyd, who steps in right-handed. 1 for 3 on the ball game, and Rowenhurst kicks into his windup. His first pitch misses outside. Will Smith on deck, and then Jason Bourgeois, as Rowenhurst looks to put the Travs to their 20th win of the season. 4 other Texas League teams have been to 20 wins. Wichita and Tulsa, 21 victories each. San Antonio has 21. Round Rock leads the league at 24 wins. A strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Patrick Boyd. All 3 runs today scored in the 4th inning. The Travs rallied. Dallas McPherson knocking home the go-ahead run with an RBI triple. Swinging a pitch, high fly ball, deep left center field by Boyd. Chasing it, Murphy. He gets underneath the ball and makes the catch. Murphy showing some real range in the outfield. Goes from center, deep to the left field gap. And he actually got behind the ball first and then circled around it. Might have lost it in the lights for a quick second, but was able to make the catch anyway. 1 out of the ninth. Good job by Murphy. He's really turning himself into a good center fielder. 1 out in the ninth inning. Here's Will Smith, who's 0 for 3. First pitch on the way, and Smith takes it for strike 1. By the way, Boyd's flyout might be the best hit ball by a Rough Rider today. Edgar Gonzalez doubled in the first inning. That might have been the other ball you could say was hit better. The 0-1 to Smith. Inside, ball 1. Rowenhurst with 4 saves. The last one came against Tulsa on Monday night. That ended a Travs 7-game losing streak. Across the scoreless inning with a strikeout and a wild pitch. 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Travs only looking to use 1 relief pitcher today. The 1-2 to Smith. Rowenhurst's fastball is fouled back. Big cut by Smith. Looks like he's trying to send the ball over the fence. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away, top of the ninth. Bullpen has been the biggest hole in this Travs team so far. With an ERA at 4.56 this season. A 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2. Rowanhurst started the season as a closer along with Cam Esslinger. Esslinger has had a couple of save opportunities, but right now when it comes down to the ninth inning and the Travs need out, Ty Boykin will turn to Rowanhurst. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul off the foot. Still 2-2. Rowanhurst with that funky left-handed delivery. Fastball in the low 90s, high 80s. Good movement on the pitch, good breaking stuff. Good control as well, and showed some ability to hit the ball during pitcher's batting practice earlier today. The 2-2 pitch to Smith is outside and dropped by Mathis. Looks like they got their signs crossed up. Mathis handcuffed on a fastball. I think he was expecting a breaking pitch. Count runs full, 3-2 on Will Smith. Base is empty here in the ninth inning. Rowanhurst climbs on top of the pitcher's mound. Holds the glove and ball in front of him. Now kicks into the windup. The payoff pitch is low and outside. Ball 4. That pitch was very close. That's the first walk issued by a Trav pitcher tonight. And it comes with 1 out of the ninth inning. Bring up Jason Bourgeois. Bourgeois lined out to center field in the third inning. Singled in the fifth and seventh. Swinging a pretty good stick today. First pitch to Bourgeois, low, ball 1. Rowanhurst walks the second batter he faces here in the ninth inning. The 7th walk he's allowed against 24 strikeouts in 24 innings. It's 13 hits, 2 of them homers. Gave up that game-winning homer to Mike Roseman on Friday night in Tulsa. The 1-0 to Bourgeois. Fastball for a strike on the low outside corner. 1-1. RoughRiders have a pitcher warming up in their bullpen just in case they tie the game. Billy Sylvester gets ready. Under at first is Smith. Elwood plays in front of him. That's to the infield at double play depth. And Bourgeois fouls off the 1-1 into the third base seat. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Travs leading 3-0 here in the top of the ninth. They lost their last 5 home games. Last victory at Raywinder Field came against Midland on May 8th. The 1-2 from Rowanhurst. Change up, swinging a grounder to third base. McPherson has it, goes to second for 1 out. Gomez to first, not in time. They get the second out of the inning, but Bourgeois runs too well. He gets forced out at first base on a slow grounder. So the Travs are 1 out away from picking up a win. Has to go through Josh McKinley. McKinley is 0 for 3. Lined out to Caiapo in the third. Woods whipped him in the fifth. McKinley reached on McPherson's fielding error in the seventh. From the belt, Rowanhurst. First pitch, a fastball called. Strike on the inside corner. At 19 wins and 18 losses, the Travs have not been to 500 at all this year. Last time the Travs had an even record was before their first game. Have a chance to get 2 games over 500 here. The 0-1, McKinley takes low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rowanhurst on the left side of the pitcher's mound. Takes a look at his center fielder Murphy, position at normal depth. The rest of the outfield, same normal depth. Rowanhurst goes to the belt, checks on first. Now the kick and the pitch. Swung on, line drive to right field, a base hit. That'll bring up a tying run. McKinley singles, sending Bourgeois to second. Titus Meadows will step up to the plate. Meadows had a chance exactly like this one when he came up to pinch hit in the 7th inning. Men at first and second, 2 outs. And he would tie the game with a home run. And he certainly swung for the fences when he popped out to end the 7th inning. He's going to swing for the fences here. Runners take their lead at first and second. Meadows right-handed. Rowan Hurst's first pitch. Low and outside, ball one. Well, even if the Travs pick up the win here, it is going to be an interesting ninth inning. And we hate interesting ninth innings. 1-0 on Meadows. McPherson guards the line at third. The pitch is a strike at the letters with a fastball, 1-1. RoughRiders shut out through 8 2/3 innings. They haven't been shut out since their second game of the year. The 1-1, swinging a line drive right center field, chasing it to the gap is Speedo. He's there. He makes the catch. And this game is over, and the Travs blank the Frisco RoughRiders by the final score of 3-0. Rowan Hurst nails down his fifth save, and Jake Woods becomes the first Travs to reach 5 victories in a 3-0 blanking of the Frisco RoughRiders. And you can put it in the books. We got the recap and the Allstate Insurance postgame report coming live after this on the Ticket. Total Sports 1380.
That tailgate guy, we all know him. He's the guy whose car is always way too close for comfort. He honks. He flashes his beam. Now, sure, you can teach him a lesson by slamming on your brakes, but you're a safe driver, so you let him pass, hoping that somewhere down the road, a little speed trap is waiting to greet him. You see, you know that it's people like that tailgate guy that cause accidents. Accidents that can raise everyone's insurance rates. At Allstate, they think you deserve to be rewarded for not stooping to his level. So if you've got a safe record, Allstate can save you up to 25% off your auto insurance. Safe drivers cost everyone less. They should pay less. That's Allstate says. Are you in good hands?
For more information, visit your local Allstate agent. Call 1-800-ALLSTATE or click on Allstate.com. Allstate, proud sponsor of the 2004 U.S. Olympic team. Discount insurance offered only with select companies and subject to availability and qualifications. Discount amount may be lower and applies to most major coverages. Allstate Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Norfolk, Illinois.
It started just like fun, socially. A sweet potato here, a churro there. I mean, what's the big deal? Just a few carbohydrates, right? But then the craving started. Crackers, pancakes, toast points, it didn't matter as long as it had carbs. I started ignoring my friends and family unless they had just made lasagna. Luckily, that's when my bartender told me about Miller Lite. With half the carbs of Bud Light, you can enjoy a great tasting, less filling beer without having to ride the C train. Don't let carbs ruin your life. Miller, good call.
For 12 ounces, Miller Lite contains 3.2 grams carbohydrates. Bud Light contains 6.6 grams. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
The sounds of victory here at Ray Winder Field. A new song to announce a win. The Travs beat the Frisco RoughRiders by the final score of 3-0. Hey, Sean, what's this song? We haven't heard this one yet on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. Sure Feels Good by the best of Elvin Bishop. A new song out here at the ballpark. A nice way to pick up a victory as the Travs win for only the third time in their last 12 ball games, would pick up their 6th shutout of the season. That's the most shutouts pitched by any team in the Texas League. Tulsa had been sitting on 5 shutouts, but the Travs today get their 6th. Welcome to your Allstate Insurance postgame report, brought to you by Allstate. You deserve a relationship with a real person. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands? Well, the Travs only scored in 1 inning today. It was the only inning that any team scored. In fact, Frisco came pretty darn close to scoring in the first, as Edgar Gonzalez started the game with a double to left center against Jake Woods, took third base when Drew Meyer grounded out to second. Jason Potts hit a sharp line drive right to Alberto Cayasso, who caught it and doubled off Gonzalez at third base to end the first inning. Frisco didn't come very close to scoring again until the 5th inning. Meanwhile, the Travs ended first and second innings by bouncing into double plays. Nick Gorneau in the first, Rudy Gomez in the second inning. Then in the 4th, the Travs had a real rally. First time they rallied for 3 runs in an inning in 96 innings. As Nick Gorneau led off with a single to left field on an 0-2 count, Dallas McPherson came up next to make it a 1-0 lead. In the seventh, McPherson swings a high drive to center. That one is back to the fence, and it is off the glove of Patrick Boyd. He left at the fencing, couldn't bring it in. Here comes Gorneau to score all the way from first, and McPherson to third with a run-scoring triple. Second hit of the game for McPherson. He would finish with 2 hits, a double, and a triple. That triple gave the Travs a 1-0 lead. Lowe would then walk Jeff Mathis to bring up Mike Elward. Elward chopped the ball to third base. McDougal had to play close to the line. McPherson scored on the play as Elward was thrown out 5-3 at first. Mathis to second base. Then Rudy Gomez came to the plate and took advantage of Will Smith, who made a little mistake in right field. Russell pushes Mathis into scoring position for Rudy Gomez. First pitch swinging, a high fly to right field, and Will Smith misreads the ball. He overran it, and the ball goes over his head to the fence. Mathis will score from second base. Gomez trying for 3, and he slides into third. He is safe. Rudy's second triple of the season, knocked in his 8th of the year. That made it 3-0 Arkansas. Travs would go scoreless for the remainder of the ball game. Meanwhile, Jake Woods allowed 2 hits in the 5th inning, but struck out Josh McKinley for the second out. Got Jeff Smith to ground out to end the inning. RoughRiders had 2 men reach in the 7th inning with 2 outs, but Titus Meadows popped out to end the frame. Then in the 9th inning with Rowenhurst pitching, he offered a 1-out walk to Will Smith. Jason Bourgeois reached on the fielder's choice to third base with Smith forced out at second. Josh McKinley singled to right field, which brought up Meadows. Meadows hit 4 homers against the Travs last year as a member of the Wichita Wranglers. Meadows knocked in 2 runs yesterday with a sac fly and a home run. Well, Meadows was for the Frisco RoughRiders, and he put good wood on the ball, but lined out to right center field as Jason Espedo ran it down in the gap, securing the 3-0 win for the Arkansas Travelers. Unofficial totals.